Wait, what?
You got frames, man. This is all fancy and shit.
I know, right? Shit! Like I said, the problems. Okay, so it looks like everything's up and running. All right. Oh, we already got comments.
What?
We're rolling.
What comments?
Yeah, because we're streaming.
Oh.
I better get a royalty check for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're after the fees and paying the writers and everything like that. And then we have to pay Hasbro. We're actually in the red, and everyone owes $300.
Okay, let me get my earphones real quick.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just get my wallet right there.
Nazriel has disconnected.
Could be worse. We could be playing old school Paranoia. Nazriel has been... Yeah. Nazriel, please report for terminations.
On to the next clone in the 6-pack.
Oh my gosh. It's so much fun to actually, like, run into people who get that joke.
Okay, let's lower the volume there a little bit. Okay, so you guys ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, So welcome to Tides of Flame.
Woo.
Okay, do you guys want to introduce yourselves if you want? Possibly.
Sure.
I'm Chris. I'm the GM for this campaign. Next.
Okay, so I'm Noi. I'll be playing the part of Kea'Anu the Bard.
Nice. Okay, next up.
I'm Nick. I'll be playing the part of Nazriel, who is a ASMR paladin, sort of a celestial blood character, if you don't know what an ASMR is.
I'm Matt, a.k.a. Moandain, and I'm going to be playing Marcus Gideon, a male human cleric.
Nice. Alrighty then. So let's get to it. Let me just change the music here a little bit. Okay, so start off. So our story takes place on the Sword Coast, which is a narrow band of territory within the Faerun, running along the Sea of Swords from North Am to the Sea of Moving Ice. The area is delimited by Neverwinter in the north and Baldur's Gate in the south. The area has seen its fair share of wars, disease, and hardship over the centuries, but it does manage to survive and thrive in the aftermath each time. And our story specifically takes place in the bustling harbor city of Baldur's Gate. Located 40 miles upstream of the river Cheonthar from the Sword Coast, it is an ideal location for trading goods and is a central place of commerce. It is also a place of unchecked corruption and crime. The Lord's Alliance's influence doesn't quite reach this far north, so crime syndicates and the back alley deals of politicians usually go unchecked. This hasn't stopped the city from continuing to grow, not only in population, but stature, as it is a destination spot for some of the best food and various merchandise in all the land. The dangerous nature of Baldur's Gate doesn't seem to affect the various merchants, shop owners, or travelers, or even tourists in the slightest. Deep within the heart of Baldur's Gate is the main marketplace, and within that stands a rather interesting-looking establishment. Wow, called the Grazing Goat. It stands in stark contrast to the surrounding buildings, shops, and houses. Its exterior is a mismatch of styles. Both are all dwarven, elvish, human, and even gnomish construction techniques make it one of the most unique buildings in the area. It's a restaurant that caters to all tastes of all creatures of the land, and its owner, a jovial hill dwarf named Ananto Cleese, collects recipes from across the world in order to have the most diverse menu for hundreds of miles. His restaurant is definitely the spot for all who visit this city. Inside the Grazing Goat, the strange mismatch of clashing colors and styles continues. It's all part of this place's innate charm. No tables look like another, nor do any of the chairs match. The bar is stocked with libations that were brewed half the world away, and the patrons take full advantage of the rarities available to them. Multiple parties are taking place at different ends of the restaurant, and each of them a melting pot of the races. Everyone's welcome here, and Ananto makes sure that they all know that. In the far corner, away from the bar, and near the bustling kitchen, is an elvish man playing a lute.
Oh, is that that's my cue?
Oh no.
We use this one.
Nice.
Okay. Can you hear it coming through?
Yep, it's coming through nice and clear.
Was in another lifetime, one of toil and blood. When the blackness was a virtue and the road was full of mud, I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. She said, "Come in, sir. I'll give you shelter from the storm." I don't know how far you want to go with this. This is like a 12-minute long.
Do you want to describe your character for everybody?
Sure. So, Kea'Anu Van Grohl is a minstrel bard, traveling the world. Was part of a group he originally came from, or what was my? I'm trying to remember what I wrote. I wrote this so long ago. Originally born, grew up an orphan in. Sorry, say it again.
I was gonna say this isn't a very serious campaign, so we're gonna be very loose about things.
Okay, yeah, orphan, grew up, learned how to play the lute, went on tour with a friend. They became like the greatest band in the world, and someone said they were going to write the greatest song. So it was Kea'Anu and his buddy Bill, and they're trying to figure out how to write a song or at least a tribute to it, to be the greatest song in the world. And they're split up to travel the world a little more.
I was mostly talking about your physical description.
Oh, physical description? Okay, yeah, Keanu Reeves.
I didn't want to interrupt because you were doing so well.
He looks like Keanu Reeves with Dave Grohl's haircut. How about that?
Okay, so the tune that Kea'Anu plays seems to be having quite the effect on the crowd. Well, the female portion of it anyway. There are at least 10 women from all walks of life slowly swaying back and forth to the tune being played. Their eyes are welled up with tears that refuse to fall, and their lips quiver from just the thought of Kea'Anu looking their way for even a second. As his fingers skillfully slide across the strings, he raises the tempo momentarily to toy with them. They raise up on their tiptoes as the tune crescendos, and when the final chord is played, they sink back down to earth, elated.
If only it were so easy.
Yeah.
If only.
Scattered applause comes from the crowd behind the groupies. Funnily enough, none of the men seem to be impressed with Kea'Anu's skill. Instead, they all seem to be wearing expressions of annoyance and jealousy. Kea'Anu bows, makes his way through the crowd of women who just want a moment's attention from the entertainer, but he gives none. Instead, makes his way to a table in the center of the room occupied by 3 men, one of which is Ananto, the owner of the restaurant, who I happen to have a picture of for all to see. If it would let me. Apparently, I have to get rid of all of this to make this show. Damn it, I should have done it as an overlay. Son of a bitch. Well, anyway, maybe I can move it.
So,
Ooh, I can.
well, while he's doing that, I guess Keanu's story is somewhere between Bill and Ted and Tenacious D.
The inspiration, yes.
Essentially, yeah.
Not sure if you're writing the greatest song in the world or only a tribute.
He'll take whatever at this point.
Yeah, it's not letting me move it, so... Crapola.
I just honestly didn't think a bard was going to make it past like level 5. So
Anyway, so... Yeah, Nanto is at the table talking to both Marcus and Nazriel, who are there as well, who have been watching the show going on. So, Nazriel and Marcus, you want to describe your physical characteristics, not backstory?
Sorry.
All right. I guess Marcus is pointing at me in the Brady Bunch screen. Let's see. Been well too. Okay, so yeah, Nazriel. He's a fairly imposing sized person. Yeah, he's about 6'2", 180 pounds, fair skin, silver hair, some of that celestial blood coming through in an uncommon hairstyle, and gold eyes. So maybe in the countryside he'd stick out, but I'm guessing Baldur's Gate just enough of a melting pot that it's like not going to draw too much attention. It's like, it's another whatever he is to the others. But yeah, he's a large lad. I think that's it for. I can give you for a visual right now.
All right, guess I'm up next. So Marcus is in his mid-30s. Seems to be a little bit more seasoned. Like he's sort of been in the world a little bit, or at least traveled it some. Brown hair with streaks of gray that he likes to attribute to Kea'Anu. Fair-skinned, blue eyes, 6'2", 220 pounds. He definitely fills out his armor pretty well. He seems to be a religious good boy.
Ooh, I'm gonna change that.
Doubtful.
Yeah. Okay, and also at the table is Ananto, which you can see his little photo of right beneath me. Ananto Cleese is a hill dwarf. He's about 3.5 foot tall, wearing a baker's outfit with a nice little cap on the top. He's got his beard all nice and groomed with little tufts at the bottom. And he just wants to talk food all the time. But because his buddy Kea'Anu came today, he wanted to hear all about the travels that the 3 of you were on before you came to Baldur's Gate to play at his restaurant. So he's basically like, so Kea'Anu, Marcus, and Nazriel were telling me here about you met some girl out in the wilderness.
Yeah. 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 Sorry. Kea'Anu voice. Yeah.
What was she like?
Another soul that needed help, guidance into the correct way of the world. She seemed to have some trouble controlling a few things, and it fell upon us to help her find her way.
Yeah, and she's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, Kea'Anu. One day I will set you on the correct path. I might have to use my mace, though.
So you dropped her off at the Abjuration Council?
It seemed to be the best place to drop her, or at least get her the help that she needs. Otherwise, she could possibly be a danger to herself and others, and maybe even accidentally harm someone. Not intentional. I just don't. I didn't gather that from her. It felt like she was almost a victim of her own power.
Well, you left her with good hands, because I know some of the folks over there at the Abjuration Council, and they, I think they'll do her some good. She can get some things under control, and maybe become a useful member of society. But definitely his answer, definitely one of the most paladin-y answers I've ever heard. Actually more cleric-y.
I think he's the cleric.
He's cleric-y. Sorry, the type is so small on my monitor here. I need glasses. Well, that's pretty cool. So help yourself to anything that we have to offer. I'll pay you at the end of the day, sir. But yeah, food's on me. So I got to get back to the kitchen. I got a couple more recipes that I want to try out. I found out about a new orcish recipe, and I'm just dying to see if it works out.
He said food, not drink.
It's not all raw meat over there, so.
Is it edible for non-orcs?
It seems palatable, but I might have to put a little flourishes on it to make sure that it works out.
I wish you luck, my friend. I hope you don't die.
All right, so I will talk to you later, and like I said, I'll have your payment by the end of the day. And thank you. That was a great set. The women seem to really enjoy it.
Well,
now I got to go get a mop.
What I'd do.
So he heads back into the kitchen, leaving the three of you by yourselves. Who has the best passive perception among the three of you?
Oh boy.
That's me. 14.
12.
12?
Let's see. Crap. Was it? What do you do for a passive? I mean, I see I'm a +2 to perception. There it is.
Side.
12. Yeah, just 12.
14.
12?
Oh, 14. Hey.
Oh,
14.
okay. Well, all three of you happen to notice that just to the left of the bar, nearly invisible within the shadows, you see someone is actually watching you. You can kind of see the silhouette of their head, but you can definitely see their purple eyes right on you.
I suppose either of you two know whose eyes those are.
Someone who's interested. Perhaps
Ooh.
Kea'Anu inspired someone.
I'm just going to be like straight and bold because that's what charismatic assholes do. And just be like, hello! And
That definitely did it.
Oh, okay, never mind what I was going to do then.
Obviously realizing that he's been seen, the man exits the shadows to reveal a very slim-looking tiefling. Ananto, looking over the pass, that he's obviously standing on a box just so he can see over it. You can see from where you're sitting that he sees the guy glaring at you and says, yeah, well, I know where this is heading. Nice to see you again, Kea'Anu. Yeah, bye-bye. He places a handful of silver coins on the pass and says, come and get it when you're ready, and heads back into the kitchen.
Kea'Anu, perhaps you have wronged this tiefling in some way?
How many people have you wronged, by the way?
I stopped counting.
Husbands are countless.
Hey, I've not wronged them. Their wives wronged them. That wasn't me.
Are you declaring that your innocence is because the house was on fire when you found it?
My brother, Cleric, I am always innocent.
Until proven guilty.
Kea'Anu over here with, it wasn't me.
For your sake, I hope you're right.
All right, so the tiefling, you can see, now that he's in the light, he has light blue skin, dark blue hair with a patch on the tip of his chin, deep purple eyes, and he's wearing an expression that can only be described as bitchy.
Resting tiefling.
His garments are quite nice, though, perhaps a little too nice for this particular establishment. He does, however, move with the grace of a dancer. He makes his way over to your table and stops right before you. He just looks.
Please have a seat.
I'm good. I am, though, in need of your assistance.
I was about to cast vicious mockery, but I'm not going to do that now.
Probably for the best.
Best not to just open up with that with people who just met you.
We are in Switzerland. Do not fire first.
So, person standing before you all is this man. If it'll frickin' do it already.
Just like drum
There
roll,
we go.
drum roll.
Yeah, I remember this one. Okay,
so he says, I apologize, but I overheard you talking to Ananto. You seem like the kind of people who like to help others, so I am definitely in need of your services.
Well, I know that my
kind of help.
My friends are always happy to help, but I kind of like coin. So
I do have money, and if you do accept, I promise you will be paid handsomely.
Pray tell, my friend, tell your story and have another ale.
So he does sit down next to you, but he does seem a little bit on edge. Like he's very rigid in like his posture, but he's always like kind of like looking over his peripherals, like making sure that nobody is around. So there's obviously something up. But he does say, my name is Oz. I'm a member of the Unseen Hand, an Assassin's Guild. I would love to talk
to the weapon.
He goes, I would love to talk to you, but he gets like real quiet. When he said Assassin's Guild, he definitely like lowered his voice, like to the point where it's just above a whisper. And he says, I think we need to talk somewhere a little less public. There's ears everywhere. Can we go somewhere else to talk?
I'm going to cast Message, which is a cantrip that I have as a sorcerer.
Okay.
So that he and I can communicate unheard and just basically whispering in each other's ears.
Okay, so that kind of leaves the other two guys out.
It's like,
Thanks.
wink, wink. Give me a second. Are
Okay.
we in danger? The only thing I'm really want to, are we in danger right now?
I am not sure, but like I said, there's ears everywhere. Ears and eyes.
Where can we go?
I do believe there's a back room here, and I'm familiar with Ananto. I'm pretty sure it'd be okay if we use his like meat cellar to talk away from the crowd.
Sounds like a plan. I'll come up with an excuse, and I'll.
Okay.
So Kea'Anu, breaking that spell, will say, "It's like I'm in the mood for a steak. Let's go pick a cut."
That sounds like a fine idea, sir. So, is everybody coming with, or are we it's just the two of us?
Well, I give an inquisitive look, like to Kea'Anu, like what's like, huh? What?
Roll perception.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Do it. Roll perception and see if you notice what's going on. You're like, I want to do this too, yo.
Let's say I'm trying to. I'm sure that Nazriel's still trying to get a.
How much?
Get the hang of
13.
go ahead. 13.
15? 13?
13.
1-3, yeah.
Okay, you definitely notice that.
Yeah, because he's trying really hard. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that sounds fine.
Most
Sounds like a great
most people
idea.
in the surrounding area would like attribute the way he's acting right now. It's just he's just being like his normal outgoing self.
Hello.
Yeah, no, not quite like that, but you're just being Mr. Outgoing. Jesus.
I'm still listening. I'll be right back, though.
Okay. So, what do you think? What do you think you're going to do there, Marcus?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I'm gonna go like follow basically.
Okay.
Like oh, he's basically like wanting to go somewhere. I've kind of picked up on it. So yeah.
okay. So you're like, I'm going too. And what about Nazriel?
He's
Come along, Nazriel.
still
We can always
yeah,
refresh our trail rations.
as probably a bit newer to the addition to the duo. Just it's still a bit more of a follower
I'm with them.
mindset.
Yeah,
So
I'm with
just
them.
like he's more of like a raise the eyebrow and like okay.
I guess we're doing this, huh?
just thinking like okay, let's see where this goes. I'm not sure why we're just like it seems odd that one's gonna go like to meat locker or something themselves. But okay, sure, maybe that's how they do things here.
All right. So the four of you head through the kitchen. Ananto sees you doing it. He just kind of goes like, "The hell." But I can imagine Kea'Anu's kind of going like, "It's okay, it's okay." So you head down a small flight of stairs. You head into this like cold as hell meat locker. There's just racks and slabs of meat hanging on hooks. There's like tables that have just like carcasses strewn out. There's blood on the floor. It's like an abattoir down there. Kind of a health hazard because blood freezes. So once Oz does a little once around the room, he double checks everything, makes sure there is no one else around. He closes the door and says, like, I have 30 gold for each of you if you accept this.
What are you asking us to do?
My daughter, Keela, is being held for ransom, and I need help to get her back.
Held for ransom by who, and how soon can we help? He just jumps too far ahead. He's
yeah. I was like, It's like, well, I just want to let you know, like, as a guild member, we're expressly forbidden from having families. So the reason I'm begging you for help is one of the reasons why. Like, I can't be associated with any of this, otherwise I'll lose my guild status. I'd probably be executed. And if my daughter is found out, let's God forbid, she might be executed as well just for existing. So so the men who have kidnapped her, I know they were members of the guild. They were kicked out due to my negative appraisal of their skills. I was like their trainer. I did not think that they were up to snuff. I let the major domo know what was going on and that these people weren't guild material. They were kicked out of the guild. Their need for vengeance led them to my daughter. I don't know how they found out about her, but they did. And I've taken great pains to hide her away from the eyes of the guild. You have no idea. Like, it is, I'm paranoid every waking moment that she's going to be found out. But my indiscretions led me to this part, of my life. So whatever. They managed to find out about her and have taken her hostage in exchange for coin, which I do not have. What I am offering you is just a portion of what they're asking in return for her return. I don't have it. If I don't pay by tomorrow afternoon, they'll parade my child up to Hoser Monk, who's the guild's major domo. And once he learns about my indiscretion, my membership will not only be revoked, but I'd be lucky, and my daughter would be lucky to leave the Sword Coast alive.
How many are there?
I'm sorry, what?
How many are there?
I'm not sure. I know that the person that I mainly had a problem with, who was the leader of the pack, his name was Daniel. He had kind of like a little entourage that he carried around with him when we were there. And when I kicked him out, a lot of them left along with him. And he also had a bunch of friends on the outside that are kind of like part of his little troop. So there could be as many as 10. but mainly it's him you got to worry about. He's the dangerous one. He's the one who is obviously setting up this whole thing, trying to get me in trouble with the guild and drag my daughter down with me. But I do need this kept under wraps, because if my name gets out, the idea of her getting out, or the idea of her being my daughter gets out, like, we're both dead. And I also cannot be involved with this in any way. Like, there cannot be a paper trail, because shit. If it could damage my standing with the guild, if I'm associated in any way with these punks, or if I'm seen with Keela at any point, it could get her killed. For all I know, even talking to you right now, if anybody saw us back in the restaurant, it could get me killed. If anyone in the guild saw us together. But believe me, hiring you to do this is the safest way to get my daughter back.
What of the mother?
She is not in the picture at all. She died during childbirth. My daughter Keela is the only thing I have left of my ex.
I'm rolling perception to detect lies.
Okay.
I rolled a 23.
A 23. You can see he's holding something back. He obviously is. But it doesn't feel like it's
I'm going to roll
it's nothing seriously important. It's mostly just like he doesn't want to give everything away, like, just in case you say no and go and talk to some of the other guild members, say this guy is fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's obviously holding something back, but it doesn't seem like it's anything like majorly important.
How trained is the leader?
He made it about 6 months in the guild, so he does have skills. He was one of the better rapier fighters that we had, but when it came to his stealth, his ability to be stealthy, his ability to hide in plain sight like the guild requires, he was not good, because he always seemed to want to wear the flashiest clothes and just be the loudest person in the room, so it was not going to work out.
Interesting. How that method doesn't always work out.
Hence why we booted him out of the guild.
As I look down to you and to the left on my screen. Sorry. Right.
But I do feel that if, and this is not to be offensive, if a bunch of nobodies walked in there, she might actually stand a chance of surviving this.
All
not
right.
associated, like nobodies that are not affiliated with the guild in any way, shape, or form.
Let's talk about the exit.
Okay, so I followed them to where I do believe they are holding my daughter. It is in the catacombs beneath a cemetery just outside of town to the west. There's a mausoleum on the north side of the cemetery belonging to the Toth family. Toth. There is a secret entrance located within that'll take you down into the catacombs below. That's the safest way to gain access and exit also. Last I checked, it wasn't heavily guarded. It'd definitely be easy for you to make your way into the catacombs without being noticed.
Is there anything that we need to have with us, or anything we need to say to her so that she can confirm that you sent us and that we're there to rescue her?
Yeah, there is a ring that she is usually wearing. It belonged to her mother. It is a silver band with a blue diamond set inside of it. And all you need to say is that belonged to your mother, and I'm pretty sure she'd trust you immediately, because no one knows who her mother was except for the two of us.
Rescuing a child is a good endeavor. And I know that Kea'Anu will be along the way because he's been paid. Hopefully, the joy of doing something good in this world will also be enlightening to him.
And this money.
Nazriel, do you feel up to the task?
Absolutely. There's no question. There's this
two shoes.
girl or young lady.
Two goody two shoes. Two goody two shoes.
Actually, how old is your daughter? Like, is this
She's
still a child or
she's 9.
9? Okay.
All
One
right,
less thing to
damn
worry
it.
about with Kea'Anu.
No, dude, come on.
I
said
do
one
not.
less
I
thing to
don't
worry
know.
about.
I don't know what these people are doing to her, or have done to her, or will do to her. I just want her to return to me safely.
So I'm chaotic good. So yeah, no, let's go get the kid. Let's figure this out.
I am the
Up to
awful
10.
lawful good.
Duh.
What do I do? Yeah, I think I want like neutral good on my end. Like, Marcus is going to be more of a goody two shoes than
No
me. I
wonder
think.
the three of you bonded so nicely.
Oh yeah, Marcus is going to be the goody two shoes. like calling across the microphone like Captain America. Language.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
Is it? Will he represent Baldur's Gate's ass?
Wow. Ooh.
How very paladin-y of you.
He's got a shield, so yeah.
I do have the shield.
I do too.
All right, so we're looking at possibly up to 10 people, fortified position, sneak in, stealth entry, stealth exit.
You said that S word.
The guy who walks around and all you hear is clink, 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 clink.
Yes, you said the S word with the people who have disadvantage on stealth.
Like quite a bit of disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I played through so many mock adventures trying to model out this character. If I have anything that'll actually help sneaky people around. And by you people, I mean clangers.
Oh.
And on that note, I'm going to go get something to drink. I shall return.
Any kind of silence spells or anything like that, but bards generally stay away from those because it messes you up.
No,
10,
not yet.
10 guys, fortified area, and all we've got to do is rescue. We don't have to kill anyone to it's not guaranteed that we have to kill like all 10 of them. We do have to figure out
completion route.
What I miss?
Oh no,
just strategy.
Okay.
Or lack thereof.
You don't have to kill everyone.
Work the strat, guys. So Oz is just standing there going like this.
But if you want to go the 100% completion route.
Yeah, so Oz, do we have a deal?
How many ways in and out, Oz?
As far as I know, the one. There's only the one entrance and one exit. Like I said, it is a secret entrance through a mausoleum, so...
Okay. We're the only ones that you've asked.
Yes.
Are you aware of any sort of lookouts on the mausoleum end? Like, should anyone who would be watching the entrance, like, or let us go in and wait for us down the way out?
There could be. When I was there, when I actually followed some people there, they just went right in. But for all I know, they are starting to do some patrols or something. So it could be. I can't be positive. I haven't been back since yesterday.
And scouting's not a possibility for you because you might get caught.
Yeah, and so like the further I stay away from the cemetery, the better. So I definitely won't be going with you if you decide to go. But I'll help in any way that I can, from a distance.
Well,
how much did you scout?
I was managed to hide for about an hour, and I watched, and I saw at least 3 or 4. I saw at least 4 people go in. I never saw anybody come back out. But I do know that Daniel does have this entourage of people that left the guild with him, on top of like his outside friends. So, like I said, there could at least be another 6 people down there.
Okay.
But since I am an assassin and it's my job to observe, most of the people that were not part of the guild, I would not say are the best fighters. So,
and possibly could be even intimidated to leave.
anything is possible. They could just be there because Daniel has promised them an amount of money for the ransom, and they're just there because of a payout.
So it sounds like if push comes to shove, kill Daniel, the others will scatter.
Could be. And then again, like the people that were with him in the guild might, take that as a challenge and decide to venganza his buddy.
How trained were the others that were in the guild?
They didn't make it nearly as far as Daniel did.
Okay. So he's the ringleader because of his greater amount of skill.
Basically, Daniel had a certain charisma to him that like drew people toward him. So even though he wasn't the most skilled person there, he did seem awesome to some of the newer people.
Daniel is a douche. Sorry, I'm coming up with a new song. I'm inspired.
Print it.
The vicious mockery in the works.
Yep.
I believe that we are going to take on this task. As long as we have a place to swiftly take her away and secure her so that she can be safe. That's your responsibility, is the exit and where we're to take her.
Bring her back to the restaurant. I mean, nobody knows that she is my daughter, so if they see you traveling with her, no one's going to think anything of it. So if you can bring her back to the restaurant, we'll meet here back in the meat cellar, and I can give you your due, and you can return my daughter to me.
Where are we at? I pulled up a map on my screen. Baldur's Gate is where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sword Coast.
Yeah, this map is huge.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You try figuring out exactly where to centralize the action in this damn campaign. That's
It's an old map too.
Yeah. I got the map. I actually do have a map. I'd have to close this in order to show it on screen. Let's do that, shall we?
Uh-oh.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll all be back.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing? Every time I put the two of you in here, you get reversed.
Oh.
Alrighty then.
Freaky Friday stuff going on here.
Nazriel smash! I mean,
It's less dramatic when it's just
I figured
Cleric the Paladin.
I tried to turn my mic off, but it wouldn't let me turn it back on. So yeah, there was no sound when the map was up. Sorry about that. Like, we're still trying to figure out how to work this because first time doing something of this magnitude. So,
yes.
Do we have a deal?
Oz, I am in.
Okay.
You have my sword.
Oh, God. No, you did it. How dare you?
Did you? I have half a mind to leave right now. God damn it. Yeah,
No,
let's
you
do
only
this.
have half a mind.
Yeah. All right. So which way is the catacombs from Baldur's
Okay,
Gate?
so the cemetery is outside of Baldur's Gate into the west, and it is it's the only cemetery in the area, so you can't miss it. The catacomb is on the north side of the cemetery, and it's the name that's on the catacomb, the mausoleum that it's in. It's hidden in a mausoleum on the north side. The name on the mausoleum is the Toth. And you can't miss that either because it's probably the most gaudy mausoleum you'll ever see in your life. It is so overblown because there have been so many generations of that family that have been buried in that damn catacomb underneath.
I was just on vacation in Charleston, so challenge accepted.
As above, so below.
Okay.
So,
all right. What time of day is it?
right about now, it's around noon.
Hmm.
And
what time
how
was
long it'll
the-
take us to get there?
Sorry.
Well, to get to the outskirts of town, it'll probably take at least an hour.
Okay.
To get the cemetery is at least I think I wrote it down. It's like a kilometer outside of Baldur's Gate.
Okay, so
Yeah, the kilometer is a kilometer outside of Baldur's Gate to the west.
Okay, so we can get there before nightfall.
I guess we gear up and
No time like the present.
yeah. I shall have another ale for the road
Okay.
because they're free.
So
You only think they're free, Kea'Anu. Your payment will happen in the morning.
So let's
No,
just be
no.
sure about this, though. You guys never met me. You don't know me.
Who are you?
Who
Okay.
the fuck is this? Sorry.
What are you doing in the meat
I
locker
was,
here? That's weird.
when I talked to you guys outside in the restaurant, I was asking for directions
On how to get away from here.
to the whorehouse.
Oh yeah.
Where to hook? And I basically walked up and said, "Where the hook is at?"
And you're giving
You asked
directions
Alan.
to the orphanage.
Huh?
Sorry, I was
God.
watching-
What? No.
I was watching the Black Dynamite
So,
animated show.
so apparently Kea'Anu here has the sending ability. So when you have my daughter, send me a message and I'll meet you here. Tell me when you want to meet and we'll meet.
So there is a problem with that. I can only do that with folks within 120 feet.
Well, then never mind. Send me an owl.
And no.
Okay, let's just say that we'll meet up tomorrow at the same time. We'll meet up tomorrow at noon back here.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. I don't know you people. Goodbye. I'll talk to you later. Tomorrow, please don't hurt my daughter. Don't make sure she doesn't get hurt. And I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
So he walks out of the meat cellar, obviously still kind of like doing that whole paranoid head back and forthy thing as he's walking up the stairs. You hear him say later, Ananto, and he walks out.
Let's give it a
Draw less
minute.
attention if he'd stop swiveling his head so much.
And by the way, you guys take 3 points of cold damage. No, just kidding.
Oh,
Jeez, that would
Wow.
kill for some.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's like a cat doing 1d4 damage killing a peasant.
That's why vicious mockery is so powerful right now.
You're
I
the
could
boss.
literally curse someone to death.
Nice.
so we wait around for a little while to make sure that Oz gets away and like is distanced pretty far, and then we'll come out later.
With your cut of meat.
Yep, with a cut of
There we
meat.
go. We'll have a sandwich.
Yep, have a meal to make sure that we're not going to.
You got fuel
tired.
for the journey?
Yep, fuel for the journey.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit long rest just to make sure I have everything reset on my thing.
That's also going to help for Kea'Anu to have some food in him after all that ale.
Yeah, there we go. See, all of a sudden, no price to
Who
pay
knows?
for
It could
keeping
also
it.
deaden the pain if you get into a fight.
You got to be careful about questing under the influence.
Nice.
Do we have? I never actually on my character sheet. I don't have a mount. Are we riding or are we walking?
No, you guys do not have mounts.
We do not.
We are not rich.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not. You are not rich. You just got your. Well, don't forget on the way out to pick up the silver that Donanto left for you on the pass. But,
Silver. How much do I get?
He gave you 15 pieces of silver.
Each? Or
No,
split?
just for you, because you're the one that was performing.
Yeah, we got 30 for the job. Well, we got offered 30 for the job.
Yeah, 30 is after the delivery.
Yeah.
For each of you.
I'm afraid we're not part of your show, Kea'Anu, unless you're off to the side doing jazz hands or something.
Well, so here's the thing. I have the background entertainer. So that means that wherever I'm staying, my party gets to stay and eat and drink for free, but I have to perform. So,
which is why Ananto gave them a free meal, don't forget.
Yep.
Okay. But I also got 30 on top of that, so I was that good.
Yum, yum, give me some.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you guys
So-
doing?
I'm going to gear up, grab my arrows, my bow.
Grab the shield, mace, light hammer, chain. Make sure the chainmail is secured on.
It's almost freezing to your body right now. Like, oh shit, my nipples are hot.
Dude, let me see them nipples. You can barely see them nipples.
You can cut glass with those bitches.
So
Okay.
I will suggest whenever we get there, if there's any reason we can concoct for being in the area to almost look like we're just casually striding by, or I can scout it out so that the two heavy armor wearers don't draw attention.
Any religious reasons, Marcus? You
Possibly.
would say that you're giving
offering-
last rites or
Yeah.
blessing something in your cleric
No.
priestly
it's,
ways.
A family member of what is the family that was there?
Toth?
Toth.
Toft. Do I know anything about them at all?
Just if roll your history.
I was just about
Oh,
to say.
boy.
I was gonna say this sounds like a roll.
3.
Oh, you ain't no shit.
Nope.
Maybe I should roll too.
I rolled an 8.
That's no. Nah.
Or wait, no, that you said history. Did I roll history? I
You
rolled
know
insight.
the name Toth now because somebody recently told it to you.
Okay. Sorry, I rolled the wrong thing. I rolled, well, even with that, never mind. It would have been
It's a
worse.
10.
Oh, geez.
I mean, the only other thing I could think of is like any kind of religious thing, like flowers on a grave or something like that.
No, it's basically like Oz had said that they generations they have lived in this town, and like there are like going back thousands of years probably buried in that mausoleum.
Do any of you guys have any old weapons?
No,
Something you would be willing to part with?
unfortunately not.
Okay. Well, I can give up one of my daggers.
Okay, right.
Well, if we get caught, we're saying we're delivering a family member, Toth, died on the battlefield somewhere back towards Neverwinter, and we're bringing the family dagger to the mausoleum. I don't know.
Oh,
Just something
that's actually quite clever.
Something to start with, and that'll throw them off long enough for me to kill them.
And then you use that dagger to hit him in the back.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured out how to roll intelligence. I didn't do the history check that one of you guys figured out how to do, but I got a 16 on intelligence, which is tied to history. If that
doesn't mean you know your history. It just means that you're smart.
I got a 16. I don't know.
You have to click on the bonus part of the skill.
Oh,
Yeah.
that part. Okay. Well, there you go.
It's all learning. It's all a learning curve. We're
Yep.
learning. We're getting there.
Okay,
Okay.
that came up as a 13.
We'll get there.
13. Chris, you got to drop a character into our campaign so you can see our rolls.
Oh,
Oh, really? Oh, well, actually, let me... No, I can't. Don't worry about it. I trust you. I trust you.
I rolled a 50.
700.
Because we have the Cleric and the Paladin here to make sure you're telling the truth. Okay, so what is that? Is that the plan? You're gonna do the whole. We're delivering the family dagger back to.
Well, if we get caught,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I would prefer to
Not
scout
get
it.
caught.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna head out on your way.
Sure.
And do we
Okay,
need to buy anything before we go?
That's up to you.
That's what I'm asking these guys. I got
Okay.
20 euros.
I shall sit back and watch.
Pulls up his mace and looks at it and goes, "Looks loaded to me."
Don't forget to rewind your DVDs.
All right, let's head out.
Okay.
Oh, good. I have rope in that standard adventures. For some, you always have to have rope in your
I think
adventure.
that Nazriel's into some kinky shit.
Oh, it's a
Okay,
Fucking
so
sweat my ass off carrying your fucking rope. Must weigh 30 pounds.
all right, so the three of you step out of the meat locker with a nice little piece of brisket. Walk up to the counter, the pass, take your coin, and head out. So now you got a big old piece of meat with you. What you gonna do with it? Throw it in the sack.
I was hoping to like cook
Oh,
it.
so you want a Nanto to throw something together for you real quick?
Yeah, like a road lunch.
So he takes two of your silver away for taking a really nice piece of meat from his meat locker.
Fine.
And he cooks you guys up some very tasty elven sandwiches.
4 of them, please.
Yes, you can get you some to go because it was a really big hunk of meat you guys stole.
Yeah.
Liberated? Wait, no.
You wraps them up in some wax paper, stuffs them in your little pouch.
So
Actually,
I'm going
I
to go
was
ahead
thinking
and
of-
Not your prison wallet. Your pouches on your sides.
I was more thinking that we would probably need to feed the girl. They're
That's what I was
probably
thinking
not
too. We
feeding
should.
her.
Yeah, because Oz did say that she's been down there for at least 3 days.
So I'm adding the sandwich as a ration. So now I have 6 rations. I think I've got. Let me put my backpack on. There. I clicked it. Backpack's on. 6 days of rations. Candle, bedroll, water skin.
Okay.
All right.
So you have your little meal, put your little pocket sandwiches to go, and you leave with the grazing goat. And as you do so, I'd say, Kea'Anu, you turn your head back to look, and you see Ananto standing in the pass, just staring at you, like going, clicks his tongue at you and everything. It's like, all right.
Thanks for the sandwiches, Dad.
So you head through the streets of Baldur's Gate, attempting to make your way to the west end toward the cemetery. You're weaving through people, bumping into everybody, because it is a very busy marketplace type of area. Everybody roll a perception check for me.
Oh. I knew it.
12.
Passive or active?
Active.
I rolled a 1. So I'm
14.
staring at someone's boobs.
That tracks. So what was everybody's rolls? I heard a 12.
12.
12?
14.
Oh, okay. So the two of you notice that as you weave through the crowds of shoppers and merchants, you notice that every so often you catch one person kind of turning and looking at you with prying eyes. So you are definitely being watched. By who? You don't know.
Dude,
Boobs.
Titties.
Kea'Anu. Focus on the task at hand.
All right.
Nazriel, I believe you've noticed something as well. Caution is probably our best effort. Possibly we might need to take stock of things as we're leaving.
Should we be going in a direct route until we get out of the city? Till we get into more open space that I can't hide in the crowd?
I wouldn't mind dropping by the church.
Oh yes, yes. Very important churchly things to do.
Church. So you want to head to a church?
Yeah, basically, we're gonna like leave via a church, whichever church is like essentially closest to the direction we're going.
Okay,
Because
so
it might thin out a little bit.
so basically, like 3 blocks away from Ananto's restaurant, there is an Orthodox church of some sort,
Mhm.
and you guys head up to it. Just walk on in, and oh look, services are happening. Meaning that it is a Saturday.
I was staring at boobs, and now you have me in a church.
Serves you right.
You
Kea'Anu.
immediately set on fire.
Just kind of a
Rolling
direct consequence,
Constitution. Rolling Constitution.
So, like, not many people wearing armor and carrying shields and weaponry, you know, kind of like comes in here during the middle of a service. So, like, everybody kind of like, you know, like when like the Western movies, when you walk into a bar and the new people come in and everyone just kind of slowly turns and looks at you and gives you that disapproving look. That's exactly what happens. Even the priest kind of cocks his head to the side, like, huh? Like, what's this?
I say a small prayer and say, bless us on our travels, and then we start to leave.
I'm going to roll deception just to feel like I could fit in.
Are you deceiving them or yourself?
Either or, I rolled a 20.
Oh, I say that definitely happens. So, like, the only person that's really being looked at is the paladin. He's just kind of like,
What? Oh yeah, no, I don't
Why-
A performance check.
they kind of recognize your armor and they're kind of like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I just tried a performance check and got a 6. I was like trying to look casual. I did not look casual about it.
No, but like I said, the priest does recognize your armor type, and it's just kind of like, what are you doing in my church?
Broadening my horizons.
We'll go.
Out.
We're going to hide with Marcus's. You know, it's like we just wanted to pray before we go. See you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so-
sheepishly leave.
Walk out.
Okay, so you guys exit the church, and give me another perception check.
Yep, because I was about to scan for him, like as soon as we walked out. 12.
15.
15 as well.
Okay. You notice there's some people that you saw when you were coming to the church initially that you kind of were suspicious of, that kind of like turned to look at you guys as you walked past. You see them standing there, but they're not really giving you any attention right now. So you might be okay.
Resist, Kea'Anu. Let's go.
We wanted to. Okay.
Just try to.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
If you
Be
want to,
casual about
if you want to try to, so like I said, since they are not watching you currently, if you guys want to give me stealth checks, you can try to like, oh, quick, run around the building real quick, and they'll see if we'll get out of sight, kind of thing.
I'm going to do that. I rolled a 23.
Oh Jesus!
Mm.
Dude, bards are like skill mongers. This is the
Yeah,
one thing.
they are.
Like in combat, I'm fucking useless.
No, you're not. You just have to do it right.
You're standing in the back. You're putting a beat to the fight. You're giving it a rhythm.
You'd
After
be
all
surprised
stealth, if I just try to walk like a normal person.
So I got a 13, which is really good for me.
Oh my goodness!
That's really, really good for me.
And 11 for Nazriel.
Double
What'd you get,
double
Naz?
digits.
Okay, wait. If it's disadvantaged, do I have to manually roll twice, or does it just decide for me?
If it would
No.
normally, it would roll 2 at the same time. So if it doesn't do that, roll 2.
Okay, then. Okay.
If you so, Nick, if you right click on the stat that you want to roll, it'll give you the chance to advantage, disadvantage.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
Oh. So I have to actually select disadvantage when it says that.
Never
Okay.
mind.
Yeah, it's like,
I
never
thought it
mind
would
here.
automatically select that because it had.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I just got a 17 anyway.
Yeah, I got a 6. Clang, 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 clang.
Clang, 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 clang.
Well, I was stealthy.
Fucking can openers. God damn it.
So, what was your roll again, Naz?
I came out with a 17.
17. Oh, Jesus, you all make it. Okay, so you walk out the doors. You notice those 2 or 3 people that you kind of saw looking your way when you were walking to the church initially. And you all just kind of go like, around the back. And manage to, even though there's like clinking chainmail and there's armor and shields and stuff, you manage to just weasel your way around the side of the church. None the wiser. No one else is like, no one even turned to look your way. So they essentially all thought that you actually were planning on attending services in that getup.
Yes.
They failed their religion rolls.
Yes. Which is why you guys are booted out. And plus, I don't think they expect you to come out that quickly. Okay, so now that you're apparently in the clear, you guys want to roll another perception check to make sure that there isn't anyone else on this new path that you're taking, giving you the eye.
Sure.
11.
18.
Wow.
I am perceptive today.
Well, I rolled a 7, but shouldn't my passive perception have picked something up?
I would say so. What's your passive perception?
14.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, you look around, you're basically acting like Oz was when you saw him, but like you look around and nobody really seems to be giving you any mind. So I would say at this point you're in the clear.
Run!
No.
Okay, so
Get
on your way. Okay, so as you move quickly through the crowd, making sure not to bump anyone or cause a disturbance to alert the watchers as to your location if there actually are any in the area. By the time you make it to the end of the block, you definitely know that you are pretty much in the clear. Who's the largest of the 3 of you?
Nazriel's about 6'2".
Who's the widest?
Marcus is 220.
Okay, then yeah, probably Marcus then.
Okay, so Marcus, roll me a dexterity check.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Dexterity check or dexterity save?
I got an 8.
Oh dang. Okay, so as you apparently are expertly weaving through the crowd to avoid slamming into anybody, someone actually does slam into you. Didn't get out of the way in time, but is a very large ASMR wearing a very polished set of gold and silver armor. Carries a shield bearing the symbol for the Lord's Alliance. Strapped to his back is a gigantic greatsword made of some sort of green metal and bronze. It's actually really impressive looking and very sharp. And he looks down at you with complete disdain. He's like, "Make way for the Lord's Alliance!"
My apologies, sir.
I'm going to jump in with a performance and be like, pardon my friends.
Okay, I'm just gonna be trying to like not face this person. Well, just let's go this way, Marcus.
But Kea'Anu did do his little, "Hey, now this is my friend. It's okay." So he takes a look at you and he kind of does this little, like, "I know you from somewhere, don't I?" kind of look.
And I'm going to roll persuasion.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what do I roll here?
You must be mistaken. He recognizes Nazriel. Oh
yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, what do I?
What was that?
What
happened?
Do I roll deception to just try to be like, I'm nobody?
And you failed?
No. That's what I should be rolling, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to, yeah. He didn't slam into you. He slammed into Marcus. So right now you're not in his. You're not even like part of his attention right now. Like you don't.
Okay.
You're nothing.
Who is he?
Right now he's just looking at the 2 of you.
Two of who?
He's just paying attention to Marcus because you slammed into him, and Kea'Anu because Kea'Anu is like, hey.
Because I'm like, I'm sorry, my lord. I'm sorry for my friend's clumsiness, whatnot. And so I rolled. performance to see if I could grab his attention, and persuasion. I rolled a 20 to push him along his way, and because
Well,
of
the thing is,
walking,
because he kind of gave you that little like I think I know you look. He goes, the other bard of note. It's like
so this is a wisdom fail.
Your competition, Vocifer's in town as well. No doubt
What
making
do
all
you
the
mean other?
It's like no doubt making all the females on the Sword Coast drip themselves into dehydration. Obviously, he's very uncouth. He's like, I just happened upon that fool too. That guy dresses in the most ridiculous way I've ever seen. You're not too far behind there.
Come along, Kea'Anu. It's time to leave. Grab him by the arm and we just go.
As you're leaving, he kind of holds up his hand and he's like, I don't know what you bardic types do in these cases, but I will have absolutely no musical competitions on these streets. The din is too loud as it is. Take it inside if you must. But anyway, out of my way. You've delayed me enough already.
Yes, let's go.
I'm trying to
keep in mind, the Alliance sees all. Keep your nose clean, Bard, and that goes for your little motley entourage, too.
I just rolled a 16 for sleight of hand. What did I steal off of him?
Oh
what did you steal off of him? Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Or he has to beat a 16 perception.
Let me check this dude's stats right here. Hang on one sec while I double check.
Chaotic.
Oh god, it's happening.
Chaotic, stupid.
Those are synonymous.
Oh, by the way, hang on a second. As you were talking to him, I keep forgetting to do this because this is new to me. This is what he looks like.
Oh shit! I didn't. Never mind.
No, you already cast the die.
Okay, so what were you trying to do?
I was just gonna pickpocket anything off of
Pickpocket
him.
him? Okay, so
Like nothing really. Yeah.
Let me see what he's got. I don't want to go the predictable route, which is saying like, oh, you took some gold.
You took a family heirloom. Now he has a blood vengeance quest against you.
Okay, so
You failed, and you ended up giving him a hand job.
maybe
you took his holy emblem. Put that shit in your inventory if you must.
Nope, I didn't see him do it.
I'm sure I didn't either because I was too busy.
Yeah, you're too busy cowering.
I was too busy
just trying to look casual
onto rescuing a girl instead of robbing another person of their holy item.
So I have to remove that from his inventory. Oh god. Okay, how do I eliminate equipment? I have to manage inventory. There we go.
You know what? That's going to make him weaker in a fight if we have to fight him later.
Well, he might. Well, once he realizes it's gone, shit might go down. So.
Well, so I'm like, as we're walking away,
I'll take care of that later.
I'm going to ask, because he's a paladin. Is he another paladin?
Qasim is. He is a paladin.
So I'm going to be like, Naz, what's this thing? As we're kind of walking away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You asked Naz, not me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't ask him.
But anyway, he
don't ask Marcus because Marcus is judging me.
He has stormed off, by the way, so he is. You don't even matter to him anymore. He's just gone into the crowd.
Okay, yeah. If Kat is showing Naz this, what is this? And yeah, you're gonna get like wide-eyed, like, what did you do? Don't tell me you just told Qasim Balmorad's holy emblem.
What?
Nope. Sorry.
What was
It's
that?
removed from his inventory.
It's like we're gonna wait from this. So yeah, I just dropped it on the street.
We do not
Somebody
want
could be
his
stepped on
attention.
and soiled and broken.
He dropped it. I didn't. What? I didn't do nothing. He must have dropped it when you ran into him, Marcus. Marcus, this is your fault.
I know better.
I could just see Marcus like standing off to the side, going like, "Should have left these guys in the forest."
All right, let's go.
Okay, so give me another stealth check.
No,
No.
I don't want to.
12.
4.
3.
Ooh!
Yes, I failed less than Marcus.
Okay, so since you have, Mr. Dynamite over there, basically doing all the work for the two of you, you managed to make it to the far west side without any sign of anybody creeping on you, but be it like some spies like you thought before, or even the Lord's Alliance creeping on you. And you venture beyond the border of Baldur's Gate and into the wilderness. It's a dark, overcast day. Rain threatens to spill from the heavens at any moment. The autumn leaves fall from the trees around you instead. You come upon a wooden sign that points you in the direction you are heading, and it reads, Cemetery 1 kilometer. At the pace you're walking, it should take you there within 30 minutes. Or you should be able to get there within 30 minutes. Plenty of time to create a plan if you want to alter it in any way.
No, just stick your face in the meat grinder and shove it in there harder, hoping
Do it now! Come on!
to jam the gears.
Do it! Come on! Your
It's
camera
always
gave
a good
out.
plan.
Kea'Anu, your camera gave out.
He muted.
There it goes. Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, I had to blow my nose.
Okay. Well, yeah, I might be doing that in a minute, too, because I'm freezing my ass off in here because I do not want the sound of my heater to ruin the stream.
Kea'Anu, would you mind scouting ahead a little bit?
Sure. Sounds
When
good.
we get there? We're 30 minutes out, so
Okay, you want to do
I'm
another
thinking
stealth check?
Kea'Anu can basically scout out Nazriel.
I rolled a 15 on stealth.
Okay.
Uh,
So how far ahead do you want to get from everybody else?
within 1 combat movement distance away.
So that's going to be...
What, 30 feet?
Yes.
well, for
30
those
feet.
two fucking slow posts, yeah.
Well, they're
I can
dragging
tell
all
you,
this
I'm not
heavy armor. They're like, oh,
slow.
God, this is some
Yeah,
bullshit.
No,
I'm
I'll
not
go
that
ahead. I'll do 120 feet ahead.
Okay. All right, so...
I can sprint back away.
Okay.
That's my
Make sure to run back towards the healer.
Si, signore. Si.
Okay, so along the travels, you don't really notice anything except maybe a couple of people heading the opposite direction on the path. Just people heading to Baldur's Gate to do their merchandising, do some trades, whatever. You see some fur traders head past you. They nod at you on the way as you pass them. But on the way there, you don't really see anything. Okay.
No encounters is good encounters.
All right. So you reach the graveyard in about 30 minutes' time. It's surrounded by a high-spiked iron fence that is covered in decades' worth of rust. The entrance gate, is off to the left about 300 feet away.
Is it locked?
It is closed, but doesn't look like it's locked. At least from where you're standing, you can't tell.
Do we want to scout it out again, or do we just kind of want to boldly walk up to it?
Well, let's see, if we see anything. Do we see any people from where we're standing right now?
Give me that perception.
Yeah, there we go. 15.
Yeah, it looks like a graveyard through the gate. You can't really see anybody. It's, like I said, it's a particularly cold day, in the autumn, so not a lot of people out there. At least from the part of the graveyard you're able to see through the gate, you don't really see anybody around. But you're on the south side of the cemetery currently.
I think
Shall
it's
we
safe
walk?
to enter.
Okay.
Yep.
So let me get some mysterious music playing. Mysterious.
Ooh.
Hopefully this is mysterious. It's probably not going to be.
Benny Hill starts playing.
Yakety sax.
Whatever. Okay, so oh, that's action music. Holy shit.
I can barely hear it on my side.
We'll leave it. Okay, so the entrance gate off to the left, about 300 feet away. You make your way toward it, and as you pass the gate, making your way toward the entrance, you notice an increasing amount of crows sitting along the top of those spikes, almost like omens of an impending doom. They caw at you randomly as if to laugh, or maybe a warning? But you reach the gate, and it is not locked.
It's not great that closer we get, the larger the murder gets.
So the gate itself is probably 15 feet tall. It's one of those big arching gates that opens like, from the center outward. Just waiting for you to do so.
Yep, and it will probably make a hell of a lot of noise when we're doing so. But
you guys got any WD-40 in your pouch?
Great check. No.
If they don't have a lantern, we can use lantern oil.
Yeah, just put some.
Like I said, there is nobody around, so I don't think it'll make much of a difference.
I will just go ahead and walk up and open.
Okay. You open the gate, and it definitely creaks so loudly that some of the crows take flight to escape its oral assault.
Oral assault.
AURA.
As you enter the graveyard, you are taken aback at the sheer number of graves. It's absolutely mind-boggling. You couldn't really see this from the outside, but once you're inside, you look at them, and it is like they are so close together that sometimes they look like they're on top of each other. And it wouldn't surprise you that you learned it was actually the case. Thousands of years of decay just below your feet. And as you make your way through the rows of graves, you notice that some of them are so old that the lettering on the headstones has eroded away to the point that they are absolutely illegible. It's a comforting thought that someday you too might be buried in an unmarked grave, and on the north end of all this rot is the entrance to the catacombs. So do you make your way through the graveyard toward the north end, toward the mausoleum?
I'm going to try to do my approach stealthily.
Stealth-wise? Okay, give me that stealth roll.
Yep, we're going to let him get ahead of us.
17.
I'd say that's a pass. Okay. You definitely make your way toward the north end of the graveyard. You start to notice that there are some footprints on the path because, like I said, it is kind of a cold day. The ground's a little muddy. It's been raining. It was raining yesterday, let's say. So there's some footprints, and you can see them heading toward the north in the direction that you're heading. And you begin to get to the northern end, so give me a perception check.
Kea'Anu first, or all of us?
21.
Kea'Anu first because he's ahead of you.
21.
21? Okay. You do happen to notice two men standing off to the side of a rather large, gaudy-looking catacomb, or mausoleum, entrance. They're sharing a pipe between the two of them. And the stench of that raggedy-ass pipe weed reaches your nostrils and makes you want to gag. Roll me a Constitution check.
Yeah, fucking Constitution. Ooh, sweet. 17.
Okay, you managed to take a few deep breaths and hold back the cough that could have definitely alerted the guards to your position.
I'm going to cast message. And I'm going to let both Naz and Marcus know that what I've seen.
Okay, so you guys get a little telepathic message in your brain telling you that there's two people up ahead.
All right.
And a horrendous stench.
Yeah. And they've got the worst effing weed that would make Snoop cough.
Cough, cough, motherfucker.
Puff, puff,
Language.
give. Puff, puff, give.
It's like, oh my god, that horse over there is
Is
crippling.
is there a way to distract them? Or
Yeah, I can cast minor illusion and make them turn the other way. Or send them off.
let's see if we can get them away from the entrance.
Okay, so Chris, how close are they to the entrance?
They're about 15 feet away. They're just kind of like casually standing guard because, it just looks like two guys hanging out in the cemetery. They're wearing pretty plain looking clothes.
So we're approaching from the south. That's on the north side of the cemetery. What's further north and what's to the east?
I would say about, like 500 feet north, further past the mausoleum, is the other end of the gate, because this is like the far end of the north cemetery.
So I am going to cast Minor Illusion. It says I can create a sound. Its volume can range from a whisper to a scream.
Okay.
It can be your
is that
voice.
a song title?
It could be. Could be really any kind of sound I choose. So I'm going to make it sound like the gates to the far north are opening.
Okay. So the other gate that would have been basically right in front of that mausoleum. So it's a good idea that you guys took that gate instead of waiting for the other one, because you would have been walking right in front of them.
Well,
So
okay.
You don't have to roll
Never
for
mind
that, do you?
No, they would have to roll against my spell casting.
Okay, what kind of a roll?
I think it's wisdom
Wisdom? Okay.
against my spell rating of, what is it? Hold on a second, let me find it. Save against a 15. So they have to roll a wisdom score higher than a 15.
Okay, so the first guy rolls a 5. Second guy rolls an 8.
What
So
was
they-
that noise?
Yeah, they are.
That is a real die being rolled.
and the exclamation point pops up in front over their heads, and they start walking in the direction.
So
Must have been the wind.
from the distance you're at, you can see them and you can kind of hear them little chit chatting before, and then all of a sudden one of them goes, "Did you hear that?" And the other guy goes like, "I heard something." He's like, "It could be a squirrel or something." The other guy's like, "It didn't quite sound like an animal. It sounded like a person. It sounded like somebody like whispering or something." He's like, "Oh, Daniel might not like us leaving our post, but whatever. Let's go see, just in case." So the two of them just kind of like real, not like in a hurry, but they just kind of like real casually, just kind of like start strutting away. And when they finally do get to the gate, the first guy opens it up, and it creaks just as loudly as when you guys opened it on the other end. And one of them heads out and takes a quick look around. The other one's just kind of standing there holding the gate. So what are you guys doing in the meantime?
Oh, we're making it our way into the into the cave
through the cloud of raggedy ass pipeweed. So give me a Constitution check for the other two.
Oh,
boy!
Oh, come on. You guys have Constitution, right? Don't you?
I would hope
yeah.
so.
14.
Okay.
Roll the 17.
Okay, you both are basically like whatevs. Like, I've smelled worse. I've made worse farts. Okay. So the three of you make your way inside. Two guys are still just kind of like standing there at the gate. But you make your way down, you walk into the mausoleum. And wait 1 second here. So you walk into the mausoleum, and that pipeweed is very strong in here, but it's not exactly covering up the smell of mold, rot, and feces from your lungs. The gag reflex is almost instantaneous. Give me another con check.
Oh my gosh!
15.
16. Ooh.
19.
Okay,
Wow.
you all pass. It's like basically like Just plug your nose and like power through it. So the bile that was rising in your throat recedes, and you hold off the urge to vomit because that is some rank ass shit. Okay, so now you see a stairwell that has been cut into the far end of the mausoleum on the side of the rows where you have like the graves within the walls. And it looks like somebody like decided to stake this place out and was like, you know what? This is going to be our hideout. So, do you descend?
What's the other option?
Okay.
Kea'Anu first.
No, well, yeah, no. What's?
second?
I mean, is it? It's the only option is a stairwell down. There's not a
Yeah,
fork or
that's
anything
the
like
only, it's basically the door you just came in, or the stairway down
Yeah.
into the catacombs.
Let's go.
There.
Bow
Nazriel,
out.
second.
Arrow notch.
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay.
And Naz in the middle.
Yep.
Yep.
Shields
Okay,
out.
He's the cream
Oh,
center
yeah.
of this Oreo sandwich.
Shield is out, weapon in hand.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
actually, with Marcus, is it dark here? Are there torches already lit? Marcus is human.
since it's still daytime outside, like there is definitely light coming through the front door. So at least for the
Okay.
few, 50 or so feet so far, you have some light.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
so you descend
Okay.
into the catacomb. You're not actually in the catacombs yet. So the walls are rock and clay and look very roughly dug out. And as you are going through, you realize that it is a very, very thin walkway that you are in right now.
Oh.
So the walls are closing in as you move forward, compressing into a thin tunnel wide enough for one person to proceed after another. The ground is damp and musty. You are definitely leaving footprints behind with each step. Hopefully no one notices the trail of breadcrumbs you're leaving behind.
Wouldn't
Okay,
there be other
so-
footsteps?
Yeah, but like yours are obviously the newest. So,
Yeah.
and the light grows dimmer and dimmer the further you travel, and your field of vision is beginning to diminish with each step because the daylight from behind you is, you're also blocking a lot of the light by passing through.
I have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Where do I find that? No, I'm human. I do not have.
You're
dark
human.
vision.
Yeah.
It's like, you
I,
get
I
that.
already know. Like, I
So
will.
with the message thing still going on, I'm going to let Marcus know. It's like, let me know if you need me to cast light.
Oh yeah,
Stuff.
I
so
have the
far,
ability
so
to cast
good.
lights too. See, we're here for you, Marcus. We're here for all your lighting needs.
Okay,
I have
so
general and electric here.
basically, Marcus has his hand on Nazriel's shoulder
Mhm.
as they're making your way through, because at this point it is like so dark you can't really see much. Let me turn this music down. That is loud as shit. Jesus Christ.
And I'm still trying to be like very stealthy, a little bit in front of them,
Okay.
just so maybe something might run by me and attack them instead.
Okay.
See, I'm
You have
letting you
armor.
run out ahead so that just in case you find that tripwire or something.
So as you're making your way through, obviously this has been dug out by people, so they did not know what they were going to come across while they're in here. So as you're making your way through, Kea'Anu, you notice there is a gigantic rock that is protruding from the ceiling of the path that is basically blocking half of the walkway. Obviously they couldn't move it because it's part of the ground, so you're all going to have to like crawl down on your hands and knees to get through. So
This
dexterity check,
This is not going to be
Ac-
fun. I'm going to make
acrobatics
so much
check.
noise.
acrobatics. You can use that. You can either use dex or acrobatics, whichever one you want.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
All right, let me go through first and clear the other side before you guys wake everyone up.
That way you're trapped on that side, right?
Well, I can maybe, at least you guys won't be stuck underneath like a can stuck under a rock. But acrobatics 24.
Okay, so yeah, you basically tuck and roll underneath the rock and pop up on your side. It's clear over here.
Okay.
Let's see you both do that.
All right. He made it through okay, Marcus. In case you can't see that. I guess I have to do also
Your
interaction.
humor is
Do
enlightening.
now.
That's as good a dig as like so on my vacation. One of the guys that was with us in Charleston is a large part Native American, and we were teasing it the whole time. He was like, "Here, let me pick up the check." It's like they don't accept beads here, dude.
Okay, if that's an acrobatics check, I got a 5.
Oh shit.
Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't do acrobatics, but that I had a +1 to it.
Oh.
Okay, so basically you try to get under, but your armor gets wedged under the rock. It's basically like holding you in place right now. And there is a very loud metal on rock grinding sound that is echoing through the corridor.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I might need that light spell soon.
And since Marcus can't see anything, he's just kind of like, what the hell is that?
Just put a little boot to ass.
Yeah.
Get on through.
Push. Give me a push.
Go.
Give me a push.
Get on through.
Yeah, is there like a how do I get through this? Do I like strength check this or what?
You can, give me a strength check to see if you can power through.
Okay. Strength check away. Oh, come on. 8.
You're definitely wedged in there.
I'm rolling stealth. I'm hiding, and I have a bow. Just whatever else is down this hallway. I'm ready to shoot.
So far, you haven't noticed anything yet.
Marcus,
But then again, you don't know exactly how long this tunnel goes for. So,
Marcus, I need help.
but then again, I would say you've traveled probably like 400 feet into the tunnel already. So there's no telling if those guys have come back to the mausoleum to, get to their guard stations, and if they're hearing this or not on the other end.
All
I'm
right.
keeping to a whisper anyway, just in case. But
Anyone got any lube?
So I bring out the pig fat.
Oh shit!
No, I'm just like, Nazriel, what is the issue?
I think maybe my chainmail caught on something. I can't quite get through. It's narrow here.
Do you want me to shove you through?
Maybe. How's it look over there? Is it safe for me to light this up for him?
Passive perception 14. Yeah, sure. I don't know. Chris,
I'm sorry. What was that again?
do I see anything? Nothing moving down the hallway?
So far, nothing.
On my side, I should say.
On your side, yeah. On your side, you don't see anything yet.
Clear here.
Okay. Okay. So then my light's a cantrip. What do I want to light up? Where the hell would my shield be in this situation? Just on the ground?
Only in your pants.
This whole thing imagery of me is that I'm seeing is like that Simpsons where Homer's hand is stuck in the vending machine,
Yes.
and they're like, "Sir, are you still holding the candy bar?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hey, it's no
Just
big
about-
deal.
Just as they're about to cut it off. Yeah. No. Okay. I mean, okay, because I was like holding my shield. I'm touching that, so I cast light on the shield. So my shield is emitting light to help the surrounding area, so Marcus can see now.
Okay, so now you can see that, the back of his armor is basically caught on like a little outcropping of rock on the back end of it that's facing you.
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's what's grinding.
Grab, pull back a little bit, shove it down, and let it go.
And then you're loose, and
Lower.
now you can weasel your way through.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so now it's Marcus's turn.
And I'll keep the shield pointed in his direction so we can see, but not blinding him, but yeah, like so we can see in front of him.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise it would be really difficult.
And didn't you roll already?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so give me either a dex or an acrobatics.
8.
Okay, so basically you try the exact same thing, and it's like now you're caught on something, but it's definitely not like your armor. It's something else.
What's caught? Is it the shield? Is it the weapon?
Yeah.
I would say it's because your sword is on your. Well, what do you have? The mace or whatever. Yeah, the mace on your side is actually caught along the wall, and as you can feel it, kind of like yanking on your belt.
All right,
And it's like, God damn it!
I'm going to take my time, unloop it from the belt, but keep my hand on it and shimmy the rest of the way through.
Okay, and because you have the light,
ever so not gracefully.
there's another wave of like noise, just like echoes down the hall. But you manage to get your mace unhinged, and then you make your way through.
Well, that was not
optimal.
stealthy.
Yeah, optimal.
Did I? Let me ask this before we go any further. So I can try to cast minor illusion again, but did I? It would be an acting role to try to mimic one of the other guards' voices to call down. Sorry, that was me.
You could try it. I mean, you haven't really seen anything from either. Like Marcus would have probably seen if anybody was coming after him after the light went off. So
okay. Well,
you didn't use nobody on your side. So like at this point, it doesn't really look like you're in any kind of trouble.
All right, we'll just stealth forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you continue to move. Do you want to? Okay. So now you actually have your light source.
Oh geez. Yeah, I don't want to be in front of a lighted shield.
Well, I was gonna say, should I turn off the lights, or for you to be stealthy again, or we just want to move forward with the light, knowing that we would be, detected.
I would say turn the light off if we're still going to go. If they don't know that we're here already, let's not broadcast our position.
Okay.
Put
Yeah,
my
I can
hand
dismiss it as an action.
on
So
Nazriel's shoulder because he is my seeing eye Asamir.
Essentially, yeah.
Forward.
Okay. So you guys continue on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Kea'Anu, since you're ahead of everybody else, you come to a fork in the path. And then as the other two come up behind you, Nazriel would notice it. Obviously, Marcus really wouldn't. But you do realize that you're standing in a Y-shaped intersection. Directly to your right, there's a sharp right turn that seems to head back in the direction that you came from, just in a slightly more northerly position. But from what you can see, it actually looks like the catacombs are beginning actually here, and that path that is going back the way you came, but the kind of the northerly is where the catacombs are continuing on a little bit. And straight ahead from you is a slight left turn that should take you deeper into the catacombs, and they are actually stretching off past your point of vision.
I say left.
Are there? God, like track. Okay, survival would be like tracking. I was gonna say, are there like more footprints, signs of traffic that we can spot?
So it looks like you would have like 2 exit routes now, possibly.
Okay.
One unknown and one that you guys can't get through without a can opener.
Yeah, the one to your immediate right, the one with the sharp right turn, it does look even narrower than the one you're in right now. Like the people who dug that tunnel that you were in actually took into account that they might be wearing some kind of armor, so they kind of made it a little bit wider than standard. But that catacomb itself is not. So the part that is heading off to your left is extremely narrow, just like the one that is going off to the right.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys want to make a left?
Further.
Yeah. So the question is, do we want to explore a possible exit route so we know which ways they both go, or do we want to just go on mission and then wing it on the way out if we got to run it? I'm thinking left. So that other potential exit route, Chris, is narrower than the one that we're in now.
Yeah, it looks like because like the catacomb is actually looks like it's beginning from the sharp right turn, and it's just continuing along past you into that slight left turn. But the one to your left is obviously going to head in the same direction that you have been coming in, essentially.
All right.
But possibly too thin for us to make.
Yeah, it right now it doesn't look so bad. It's not. It's just slightly more narrow than the passage you were just in. But who knows? It could get a little bit narrower as you go in. But this is where you start to see the walls are just like they're like sections dug out to store an array of bones from various corpses that have decomposed down here for centuries. Rats dart between the femurs and the rib cage, attempting to find one last shred of meat to satiate their hunger. The ground is definitely more wet and musty down here. So every step you take, you're making a little squish, kind of sound.
Wow.
Every step
Because this place does not, like, once there's humidity in the air down here, it basically stays down here.
Let's scout the second exit.
Okay.
And if it gets too tight for us to be able to leave, we'll know not to take it.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, so you're going to make the right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do a little U-turn and start to head down that path. And I want to say you make it maybe 60 feet when you start to hear voices from the other end.
I'll stop here. Kea'Anu, do you feel like you could stealthily make it up there and check to see, like, how many voices?
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Passive now.
I'll hear the blind one, but yeah, this is hearing. This is hearing, so I'll let it go. Yeah, you're hearing. So.
I got 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hear at least 3 voices and a lot of clanging.
Probably not the exit we want.
No.
Or
but do we want to leave? Do we want to leave enemies behind us? We already have, I guess.
You can't really tell if they're coming or going, though. They might be heading your way. They might be heading the opposite way. You really can't tell from this distance. But you definitely hear at least 3 voices, and like I said, like heavy armor sounds.
It's like, how much we know of what one way is an exit versus where they're just keeping the young girl.
I'll step forward. Get a better look.
Okay. So you move more forward, and you can see there is like some daylight up ahead, and there are definitely 3 people kind of standing in the way, chatting.
okay, it is just.
And they look quite large.
Ooh. Still not the correct exit.
So we don't have to squeeze through anything on this side, but we are going to be one single file running into a wide area where 3 people
are waiting to jump us. Yeah.
Yep. All right. I say we back out. Let's go back down the other way. At least we know what's here.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do a U-turn. As you are walking away, those voices definitely get a little quieter. For all it sounds like they might just be standing in that area just chatting amongst themselves. So you proceed, you come past that Y intersection, you head down that slight left that you saw before. And as you do proceed further, you start to see a light up ahead, like the faint glow of torchlight, possibly.
Okay. Stealthing forward.
Who is last in line? It's Marcus, right?
Yep.
Give me another
The blind
perception
one.
check real quick. Yeah, give me another perception check real quick. This is a hero.
No. Oh no.
It's okay. You have armor.
8.
8. You can kind of hear the faint sounds of like metal clanging coming from behind you, possibly from that group back there. So
We
keep
might
on
need that-
heading forward.
We might need that light spell again.
Yeah. So keep on heading forward.
No, I'll let them know. It's like
Okay.
there's something coming up behind us. It sounds like metal clanging coming up from behind.
No, it's just like slightly like the same sounds from before, just a little bit louder. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's actually moving, but
Oh, okay.
it's just
I don't
kind
know
of
why
there.
they're getting louder, but they are getting louder.
Let's keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you approach the torchlight and see that the tunnel is actually beginning to widen in all directions.
Yay! We're in
Hey.
the fight.
Okay, so
That could be
Kea'Anu, you're at the
advantageous.
front.
See,
Give me that perception.
oh, that was almost a natural 20. 12.
12. You can definitely hear voices coming from whatever area lies ahead. And also the whimpering of a girl.
We have found our asset. Okay. Can I tell how many voices?
You can hear at least 4.
Alrighty.
Okay.
4
And
ahead,
the fifth would be the girl.
4 ahead, 3 behind, 2 outside.
It accounts for. No, let's see. That's all 9 altogether. So we have. Potentially everyone, but probably not everyone except for Daniel.
There's no guarantee that he's in here, though. That's the thing.
Roughly,
You haven't
like
seen anybody yet.
roughly how far ahead are they?
You're almost at the entrance to like the area that is opening up. You can see, since you got the night vision, that it's going to open up into a big circular area, maybe 50 feet ahead.
Okay. I guess. I got to stealth forward. Let's get a good count.
Okay. So you continue onward as the walls, floor, and ceiling open up into a large cavern. Torches line the walls, illuminating the graves set within them. All the members of the Toth family line. Each grave is set with a marker next to it featuring the name and birth/death dates of whoever resides within. In the back of the room, farther ahead, is a shrine dedicated to the Toth family featuring paintings, trinkets, and other belongings of the family set up as a display for whoever decides to come and visit. Next to the shrine, you see a young girl, maybe 9 years old, fairish blue skin, small tiny horns protruding from her purple hair. She is weeping silently, but every so often the whimper squeaks out, echoing through the chamber. She's definitely been gagged and is tied to the wall. A few feet away is a table surrounded by a few chairs. 4 men sit around this table eating the roasted rats they've no doubt collected from within these catacombs. Their greasy lips smack loudly as they tell crass jokes to each other. An occasional hearty snort reverberates off the walls. You hear one of them say, huh?
Human?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, human. You hear one of them saying, like, we haven't heard from the Northern Watch in a while. Maybe we should check on them? While one's picking meat out, that guy's picking meat out of his teeth with a rat's tailbone. And another one says, like, or the Southern Watch, now that you mention it. And the leader, who is a very slender man wearing clothing that looks radically different from the others, more formal, sits up in his chair and says, well then, maybe you should do something about it, huh? So the two sigh deeply and stand up, straightening their sword belts. Like, The leader looks back over his shoulder to the girl and says, should we give her a morsel of our feast? And the one that remains seated next to the larger man says, nah, let her starve, filthy half-blood. The leader laughs, and all 3 of his men follow suit. Some actually make it sound convincing. The 2 that are standing up begin to head your way. And see the 3 of you standing there.
I was stealth.
Oh, well, you're in the doorway. You're basically in the doorway just looking around. And just kind of like, what?
Here's a horrible modifier of fail.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
2 inspectors.
So
It's
kind of
time.
shock goes over the first guy's face and sees you stand there. He's just like,
So I'm going to persuade him that I'm supposed to be there.
okay.
Oh.
And you?
Hey, we. I don't, boss said you guys needed some more help to watch the girl, something like that. Some stupid, B flick. But I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna roll a natural 20. No, I'm not. I'm gonna roll a 9.
It doesn't work. You see the guy wearing the different kind of clothing just turn around and goes,
I didn't.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Get him.
Yeah. Do what I'm paying you for. So you see the 2 guys that were standing in front of you just kind of like, okay, and they pull their swords out.
So
It's
are we
time
rolling
to
initiative?
The third guy stands up, pulls his sword out, but the lead guy, the guy wearing the different clothing, is actually just sitting there seated, and he just kind of like puts his hand over his mouth like this and just watches. So it's time to roll initiative.
Yep.
Combat.
Oh.
22.
Initiative.
11. Oh, the battle.
Hang on one second. One second. Let me set this up.
I need a beverage.
I am going to shout something at them, though. Oh yes.
Hang on. Let me set this up.
What are these guys? Are they? I mean, race-wise,
They were human?
They are human.
armor.
There we go. Let me turn the microphone off on this thing.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. I'll be right back to you. Seems like the time to get this break out of the way.
Oh yes. You can deal with the cat.
Yeah, it's good. It was good when he was asleep, but now he wants attention.
Control D does mute.
That should do it. Okay, so let me draw out the area.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm listening to keeping the camera off so I don't get anyone motion sickness.
Back here. And the girl is right here. Move this a little closer. All right, and the table with the 4 chairs is right here. All right, so two people who are standing in front of you are right there. The main person is sitting back here. And the other one that stood up is right here. Okay, and so Kea'Anu is in front, so Kea'Anu is standing right here. And I'm going to put these rings around your characters so we can see which ones are which because they are not painted. So green is Kea'Anu. Blue is Nazriel, and orange is Marcus. Okay.
What was my roll for initiative?
Okay, so initiative.
22 for Kea'Anu.
So Kea'Anu is 22.
Marcus is 11.
11.
I managed to get a total of 9.
9. And these guys. Hang on 1 second. Let me grab something. Okay. What the hell is that? That was a natural 20.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, the die that I have has like just a mark there. Directly on the other side is a 1. So that is a 20 for them.
For all of them?
Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
for the 3.
Oh,
Well, I'll roll for each of them.
there.
Okay, so Thief 1. I'll mark him. Thief 1 is this one in front.
Uno. Ah,
Thief 2 got a natural 1. So that guy is going dead last.
Yeah, the duality of man.
Yep. And Thief 3 gets an 18. Okay, so I know who that is because he's the silver one. All right. So, going first is Kea'Anu.
All right. I am, because I have my bow out, I'm going to move. How big are these squares? We're doing these 5 foot?
Yeah.
So I think I can still move a full. It's 30 feet, and I can still take my attack action. Correct?
You can move a distance up your speed and take 1 action. If you can't decide what to do on your turn, you can either dodge or use ready.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to move 30 feet. So any along the right from the camera angle to the right. Yep. That way, for as much distance as I can put between me and them, the closest, and
Okay,
still
so-
at only 30 feet.
So the first diagonal square is 5 feet. The second one is actually 10.
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah,
Well,
that'll
no.
do. No.
It's supposed to be like 5 and then 10 more. So it's supposed to be like 5 and then the second square that you do
15.
diagonal is 15. So that would be 20 feet. It's to keep
So-
people from using diagonals to gain
I
gain
gotcha.
an advantage.
Got it. Okay, so I 5, then 10, and then we'll do 5 straight east.
Okay, so you're gonna move here.
5.
And
Yep.
Here. Okay.
5, 10, 15, just whatever count all the way to the full 30 to get away.
So right here.
Yep. That'll be 20.
He's securing distance.
Because I'm ranged. And then I think the last I can go 1 diagonal and that will max me out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm gonna shoot the closest guy with me short bow. I rolled a 20, not a natural 20.
That's a hit.
Damage is 8.
8. Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I am going to use one of my bardic inspirations and just start singing, I am awesome, and so are you. And so, Naz, you get a bardic inspiration.
Ooh,
So
I get to use my fancy rings.
I think he's more excited than anyone else.
I didn't even know if I was going to be able to use these tonight.
So they weren't
Where
ready.
is it? Paralyzed, placed in prone, unconscious, stunned, restrained, raging, pain, banished, cursed.
Is there no?
There isn't an inspired one.
It should just be like a +1.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I don't have an inspired ring, so
Oh.
Yeah, well.
That's disappointing. It's mostly like the negative ones.
Yeah,
but
there's a blessed. I'll put the blessed one around you, just so we know. So who was going to get that?
Nazriel.
Naz. Okay, so Naz has the blessed ring around him now. Get on there, whatever. Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Next up is thief number 1. And that's the one right in front.
Who has an arrow sticking in him.
Okay, so he has a scimitar, so he's going to walk up to Nazriel. And he is going to attack with his scimitar.
Naz, you're muted.
We're saying Heidi ho, neighbor.
Let me see here. Okay, so this gives him +1 to which rolls?
Who? What? Oh,
Your
bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration thing.
So Nazriel gets to use. I'll just read it to you. As a bonus action, a creature other than yourself within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration die 1d6 for 10 minutes. The creature can add it to one ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw. Okay. This can be added after seeing their initial roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay.
So basically, if you roll a 10 or if you roll an 18, then you don't have to use whether or not before Chris tells you that you hit or not. You have to decide if you want to throw in an extra 1d6 whenever you want to in the next.
Okay. So not helping the armor class, but it helps action saving throws. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he rolls. Oh Jesus! A 6.
That does not hit.
Okay. So he's like, So like I said, these people aren't really experienced. So he's like, oh.
Flails at me and was just like,
yeah. You just kind of like easily dodge it, little matrix, and he just shoot right past you. You're like, try again. Don't tempt me though. Okay. And his bonus action. I don't think he has a bonus action.
He might not if he's a CR1.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything here about bonus actions, so... Okay, yeah, that's his action. He took a swipe at you and missed.
Good for him.
Okay, so next up is the third thief, the one in the back, and he's essentially going to take... Steps up, and now he has clear line of sight to Nazriel. And he has a light crossbow. Ooh. That is not a natural, but a 20.
Yes, that would hit.
So
okay,
let me ask this. I wasn't sure. I wasn't clear on how ranged combat works here. Does that, like, when you roll for a ranged attack, does the target roll the dot, like roll a dexterity save? or is it just
only? I guess it depends on the weapon. It would say that they can do something specific like that, but it just says here you can make range attacks only against targets within a specific range. You are within 80 feet, so yes. It's a range attack such as one with the spell has a single range. You can't attack a target beyond that range. Some range attacks such as those made with a longbow or a short bow have 2 ranges. Yeah, range attacks in close combat. No, it doesn't really say.
Yeah.
So it's all just armor class.
Armor class, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, I hit. So the hit is 5, 1d8 plus 1. So that's a 2. So 7.
Ow.
7 piercing damage.
Jeez. Do I have any sort of damage reduction? Damn.
You're lucky I rolled a 1 on that d8. Okay, that is his turn. Next up, we have.
Wait, who did he shoot?
He shot Nazriel.
So he shot into hand-to-hand combat?
No, this is the third one, all the way in the back. He has a crossbow.
He shot into hand-to-hand combat, though. So Nazriel is in combat with the other guy.
Yeah.
I think, doesn't that still impose a penalty, or did they change that?
No, not that I've seen. It wasn't in the book.
Okay.
Yeah, I have all the important points right here, and it doesn't say anything about that.
Okay.
I think I know where he's going with that, though, is the cover. If they're under like 50, is it 50?
Well, like I
70?
said, I positioned him in a place that he does have direct line of sight to.
Fair enough. Okay.
Nazriel. So yeah, the person is right off to the right of him, so he has clear line of sight. Okay, so that's him. Next up is Marcus.
Okay. Which square am I in? The one
you
that's closest to the wall?
Yeah, you're the one that's closest to the wall over here.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You want up there, little girl? Come on.
So I think I'm going to move 5 squares up.
So straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
I believe that'll put me within range of the guy who's ever so lazily in the back. And I'm going to chuck a spiritual weapon at him.
Oh, nice.
And talk about how no amount of money is worth what is about to happen to you, bodily or spiritually.
Okay, so is that
roll intimidation on the other 3 fools in the room.
Okay.
So the ringleader is going to get a spiritual weapon chucked at him. Hopefully, I hit it. Is he within 60?
Let me see. 60 feet from you. So what would you say? What were you saying with the diagonals?
Once you go past the first diagonal, they count as 10.
Okay, so that's 5, then 15, 25, 26, 20, 30, 35, 40. So, yeah, that's within 60.
Okay, cool. Yep, he's getting a spiritual weapon. And I roll a, please, 15 to hit.
15? Let me see what his AC is. Yep, that is enough to hit him.
Woohoo! And I do 10 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
Whack!
How?
Take that, evildoer.
Okay. Anything else, or is that it?
I don't know. Do I get an intimidation roll for my little speech?
Can you do that as a bonus?
I don't think I have that as a bonus action.
Okay, then yeah, that's probably it then.
Yep. Okay.
So next up is Nazriel.
Okay. Oh, let's see. So I can do a partial move and attack. Okay, so I'm going to take a move once 5-foot square to the right to mess with that line of sight.
Okay.
I think I don't know, and I'm not trying to hurt you at all, but like, does that invoke a attack of opportunity?
Opportunity, I think it does.
I mean, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the.
Oh, he's not leaving combat. He's actually just moving alongside
Yeah,
of
it's
him.
a 5-foot
Okay.
adjust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not doing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's still
okay.
doing that with him.
It's been forever since I played like 3.5. But yeah, it's like
the thing is, like I was telling Marcus the other day when we were doing the test stream, I haven't gotten all the intricacies of this game memorized yet, but I've watched enough Critical Role to know what happens in these kind of things. But that's the way that works. Okay.
okay. So yeah, so yeah, in the melee, the back and forth, dudes flailing wildly. Just adjusting myself so I'm not within easy line of sight. The person who just plugged in a bolt in me. Ow. And
it's basically sticking out of your armor. Hang on a second, I gotta plug my laptop in.
okay.
There we go. Okay.
And yeah, we'll do a basic melee attack. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go with the good old longsword attack on this guy. Go for that decisive strike with the longsword. So,
Do it! Come on!
Remember, he's already got an arrow in him as well.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap!
That is number one. That is the one right in front of Nazriel. Is the one that has already been damaged for eight damage.
Yeah, I think a 25 hits, Nazriel.
Yeah, that's a hell of a roll.
Is that a natural 20?
25. Oh yeah!
Oh, that was a 19.
Oh.
God damn!
That was 19. Comes out as 25. Like
what is your damage, sir?
what is my damage?
Should be next to the weapon.
Yeah. Oh, I have two options: slashing and. Okay, let's do my shields out. So it's gonna be the one-handed. Oh, 5 damage.
Wah, wah.
Wah wah.
Hey.
Roll a 1 plus 4, 5 damage.
Well,
Maybe I was being merciful on him, but yeah, I'm like
Pity stayed your hand. But not enough.
he is down. So you do one upward slash towards him with your sword.
Yep.
And you basically see him stand there and he just kind of like looks at himself and he's just like, oh, and just falls over dead.
Down I go.
Like it just completely took him by surprise. He's like, I just got shot with an arrow and then whoop. Oh, okay, I was distracted by the arrow. Didn't see that coming. Right, so the first assassin is down. Anything else you want to do? Do you have a bonus action or anything, or you want to continue moving? You can still move, I think.
Surrender.
Yeah, I still have some movement I can use. I'm going to go. I have enough movement. I can still go like diagonal two squares. Right, Marcus?
So you're talking this way?
Oh, you're
gonna use it as a human
behind the
shield?
cleric?
No, well, I was like, okay. Well, okay. I mean, maybe I should be like more next to you. I was like looking at towards the girl, but also kind of in front of the bard. But
Yeah.
maybe I could just go 2 straight up.
So you used up 5 already. You have 30 total.
Okay, so I have 5. Okay, so that's
5, then 15,
5, 15.
then 25.
That
That
would
would be it right there.
yeah. Maybe that would be right in front of the
You already
bard.
used up 5. Yeah, so you'd be like right between. I kind of had
That's fine.
spacing.
You're not going to block me.
Marcus and the bard. You want to do that?
Maybe the 1 square just to the right of the cleric.
So right here.
So yeah, it's a little more direct towards the hostage.
Okay. Look at that nice little line. Shoot one arrow through all three of them.
Yeah. Hope they don't got lightning bolt.
The unavailable list.
And then anything else? You have a bonus action you want to do or nothing?
Oh, yeah, right. Bonus actions. What do I have? See how many bonus actions from
My nose is. It is so cold in here. My nose is running like you would not believe.
I've
Turn
seen
on
your
the
other
heat, man.
streams.
Huh?
Turn on the heat. Don't freeze.
It'll. It's not freezing in here. It's just cold. I mean, I'm still wearing a t-shirt. I'm not like freezing. It's just. It's cold enough to make my nose.
Just to let you know, on my side, I can't hear any of the music at all. So as far as ambiance,
I don't have it very low. I have it very low.
Well, on any except when we first joined, I haven't heard any music at all.
Hey Charlie, can you still? Or if you're still here, can you hear the music?
He said no sound with map, but that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was the map. Yeah, that was because I turned off all of our cameras.
Yeah.
no bonus actions for me.
Okay, I just checked it. There's no music.
Okay,
We'll work that We'll iron that out at some
fix it
later time.
I can hear it. I can hear it over here. So it's weird.
Yeah, I can carry on with the next turn. I don't have any bonus actions.
No? Okay, so
my one
now
option I'm not going to use.
It is time for number 3. And he.
Oh.
It's like, my friend, you killed my friend! So he's going to get between Nazriel and Marcus.
And then he's going to cleave.
Yeah, no, they don't quite have that. They're not that high level. So he's so upset he's just going to slash his weapon, and I'm going to roll a d6 to see which one he's going to go after. The first 1 through 3 is going to be Marcus, and 4 through 6 is going to be Nazriel. And he went for Marcus.
Bring it.
Okay.
Boy.
Good now, come on.
Where is that?
Where did my d20 go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so he's going to use his scimitar. Oh, Jesus. That is a 21.
Oh, that hits.
Okay.
Barely.
So that is a d6 plus 1. Slashing damage. Oh, Jesus. 7. Okay, so you take 4 damage and 6 slashing damage.
Ooh,
What kind of weapons do they have?
that hurt.
Scimitars. Yeah, it says hit 4, and then in parentheses, 1d6 plus 1 slashing damage.
Oh, wait. Time out. I have a reaction ability. Want to
Okay.
run by people? I have a action of protection, which is while wielding a shield and a creature I can see attacks a target other than me within 5 feet. So looks like that counts with Marcus. You can use
this scenario, yes.
Yeah, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I could, I guess, make him roll a second one and use the worst roll.
Okay. So the first one I rolled was an 18. The second is an 11. So an 11 plus 3 is 14. So does 14 hit?
Nope, that is a miss, sir.
Okay. So you just dodged that bullet.
So I'm curious if we're doing the. I understood the damage to be different. So I don't know, like, so describe what you saw or what it says for your.
It says hit 4, and then in parentheses, it says 1d6 plus 1 for slashing damage.
So I thought that was either 4 damage.
No.
Or it's 1d6 plus 1. So at max
both.
7.
I think it's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that. Then.
That's why they're giving you like a shitty die to roll, because there's a possibility you're going to get 1 and you only get 2 slashing damage. But you're always going to hit. If you hit, you're always going to hit 4, and then you've got the slashing damage after that.
Okay. That
Okay.
changed my understanding of the mechanics, and I now need to find a way to get my armor class higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so that he wasted his turn because he completely whiffed. Like you gave him a little boost, and the guy went to slash, and basically just kind of like it was on its way to hit him, and then just kind of like out of nowhere, just kind of goes whoop the other direction.
Skitters off the shield.
Yeah. Not even. It just kind of like magically kind of goes whoop. Just kind of like it was almost like the handle turned in his hand as he was bringing it down, and it just kind of like went off in another direction. Okay, so that brings us back to the top of the round. So that means Kea'Anu is going first.
All right.
Get him. Get
Do it,
that
come
flank.
I am going to, because I saw the spiritual weapon hit the leader, I'm going to cast a spell.
Oh.
I'm going to cast... Yeah, let's do this. We're going to cast Witch Bolt at a level 2.
Ooh.
Which I just rolled a natural 20.
Oh, shit.
So 27 total. Let me know if that hits. So with the spell, he does have he has the opportunity to dodge. So it's a dex save, I think, with the spell. Against my...
I'm pretty sure that hit. Let me
20.
see what my character's AC is. Oh, there he is. Yeah, obviously that hits. It's a natural 20.
Okay. Yeah. So this does 12 electrical damage.
Okay, so you said I have the opportunity to dodge. What was it I had to roll?
You had to beat 27
on a D20.
Yeah.
For my dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 20, but yeah, he did make it.
Okay. So critical damage I just rolled is I did 20 points of damage to him, electrical.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
plus
20.
the 10 from the spiritual weapon. Wow.
Yeah. So he gets hit with these bolts, and it kind of like knocks him out of his chair, and he kind of like falls over. You just kind of see his feet up in the air, but he's still alive.
So here's the thing with Witch Bolt. All I have to do is concentrate each round, and I can deal another 2d12 to him.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's like the taser that you just keep hitting the button.
Okay.
Nice.
Cook him like a potato.
This is why I'm a sorcerer level 1. I wanted this spell.
Stizzle. Okay.
And then for my bonus action, I
Sing.
will. Do you want me to sing? I could sing, or I could cast. How far away is who's hurt? Who's the one that's hurt?
I think Nazriel is hurt so far.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Nazriel. I
Naz
think
is the
that's
only
her.
one that's taken damage.
I've taken 7 damage, so I don't know if that's worth healing yet.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
What's your max health?
I have 24 hit points remaining out of my 31.
Okay.
I'll
I'll be right back, guys. Hang on, I'll be right back.
I'll sing. Marcus, you get inspiration.
Woohoo! Wait, no, he still has inspiration. Oh, yeah. Marcus gets an inspiration. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
So wait, why did that enemy get like 4 base damage? Was that like a special ability it had?
No, it's weird. It's the way like they have it written in the books. Like if you go or if you're online, if you like actually look up creatures, enemies, like if you're creating an encounter.
I thought the +4 was to his ability to hit you, and then 1d8. Like so, for me, my spiritual weapon
The snots
is
are gone.
+4 to hit, and then
Yeah.
1d8 is the actual damage, as opposed to +4 to the 1d8 +2.
Yeah, like the strength. Like if you have like a high strength, you'd have like let's say 1d8 is the weapon, and then okay, if you have a +4 from your strength, then it's 1d8 +4. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a magical weapon, like a +4 magical weapon for damage. But God help
that would be
us
pretty
if
high
we
level
were-
stuff.
Yeah.
I just always thought that number outside of the parentheses with the die roll with the modifier was like if you didn't want to deal with die rolls, then you were just trying to like because almost every time that I've seen that written in all the manuals, it's about 60% of what the total damage could be.
Huh.
But if we're doing that damage plus the parentheses, I'm fine with that.
You'll just need
But
to
they're-
work on your armor class.
They hit hard. They're going to be hitting hard in this campaign if that's the way we're doing it. Harder than I was anticipating. I'll put it that way. I am rethinking my build in my head right now.
Okay, so next, what's up?
Oh, I got a bless from Kea'Anu.
Okay.
Oh yeah, not
So,
another inspiration.
okay.
Kea'Anu is all about hashtag
So,
blessed.
hang on, let me get that blessed on you.
Yep, get to play with the rings some more.
Yeah. Ooh, I've been waiting for this all month.
All right, we have validated the DM's purchase.
Purchase.
Yeah. It's already worthwhile, brah.
I did that for you.
Not for the characters, for Chris, for the DM.
Just for me. Okay, so that's Keanu's turn.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so
That
next
wraps
up is the third guy. Okay, so he's going to stand there. And since he can't really do anything yet, he's going to double move.
I was dashing.
Yep. So
Oh, it's getting up in your face.
okay, and
I'm
that's
gonna
that is his turn. Okay,
Good
next up is Marcus.
Jokes on these guys. As long as you guys are right next to me, I can give you that the aid of my shield.
I am going to attack the one right in front of me and scream the word surrender.
Ooh.
Roll intimidate.
Do you want me
So
to
the
roll
one
intimidate?
that ran up to you, Keanu, was just like, "Stop hurting my friend!"
Yeah, and I start swinging back with the mace, screaming surrender. like this is your chance to live. Don't make me do it. All right. And the mace comes down with a ouch. Only an 11. Probably miss.
That does miss.
Yep. Oh wait, I get a +1 from the bless.
Oh, from the bless.
No. You can roll a 1d6 and add it to that roll.
Oh, do it. Do now. Come on.
I don't have a 1d6.
Huh?
Chris.
Huh?
You roll a 1d6.
You want me to roll one for you?
You can if you're in the
You got a
in
5.
Okay, so that pushes me to
So
a
yeah, you hit.
16.
Yeah, you hit.
So blam, and here comes the damage. 6 points of damage.
6 points.
there is if you're using D&D Beyond in the
Yeah.
either it's lower
Bottom
left,
left.
I think it's bottom left. There's a
okay.
20-sided die icon. If you click on that,
It gives you the different dice to choose from.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You can even choose it to
I like D&D Beyond, but I can't really use it because I already have 2 laptops going. I don't have room for a third, even though I do have a third one sitting right over here.
I have one laptop, but I've got HDMI cables running out to multiple monitors.
Nice. I need to figure out. I need to configure things in a specific way that I can maximize my space. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay. So, is that your turn, Marcus?
Yep, the 6 points of damage.
Okay.
and just screaming surrender at him.
Okay.
It's like trying to get
So
them
you
to
clobber him with your mace, and he kind of like takes it to like the shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of like shoots other things. It's like, no.
That's okay. I can keep swinging
I can
until
wait.
your head caves in.
Okay, next up is Nazriel.
Okay. Okay. I am going to figure out how to use this spell. Let's see.
Do it.
Going to it. Okay, so well, I'm looking at the mechanics, but do that. Just sprinted towards Kea'Anu. Nazriel's looking at this guy go by, and he's like, "Oh, we're having a moment of, oh hell no." This is the guy who plugged me with a bolt as it is, but it's like, okay, Marcus, trust he has that guy, good tanky armored guy.
I got
trying to
this.
protect the bard.
Yeah.
So dude's running by. There's going to be like a good swipe at him before he can do anything to Kea'Anu. But I'm also going to use my ensnaring strike, which is as a bonus action.
Okay.
To go with that.
So the ensnaring strike is their second attack.
Well, it's the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Ooh, I could use another ring, possibly?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
You're right.
So
it's not an addition. It's an add-on to your attack.
Yeah. So I'm casting Ensnaring Strike, my bonus action, and then I'm attacking, so that I get the benefit of that. So let's cast that.
Are you going to 5-foot adjust to get to him?
And I need to do
not next to him.
Do I roll to possibly avoid?
Weird on the map.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I have to take a 5-foot movement if I'm next to Marcus.
You moved up, because you moved up right next to him, didn't you?
No, he was next to me.
Technically, I was next to Marcus.
Okay, so you're gonna take a 5-foot movement. Okay. Okay.
So now that is you're now moving away from the other guy.
Oh, so he gets an attack of opportunity.
I guess so, but I gotta protect the squishy.
Okay, so you're
gonna.
I get an attack of opportunity.
I don't know if I'm really all that squishy. I think I have as many hit points as you, and my AC is 17.
Okay, yeah, then you're not very much. Yeah, we're not different much in that regard. Then.
Well, let's see. The sword that these guys are using is a scimitar. It has a 5-foot reach. Is that considered moving out of his range?
Yeah.
5 feet?
Yeah, in this case, yeah.
Okay. All right, so it's just regular attack, I guess. Okay.
Yep.
That is... Where's my weapon? It's +3, so that is a 14.
No. Denied.
Okay.
He whiffs.
I had it and I lost it. So as you move out of the way, he kind of sees you in his peripherals and he kind of like slashes blindly, and you've already kind of moved out of the way. He's just like, fuck. All right,
and then we're gonna back up Kea'Anu here. We're gonna bring some holy justice down upon this scum. Grr.
Okay.
Arg.
Arg. Oh, I rolled an 18. That comes out as 24. Hit 2 hits.
Yeah, I think you had. Yeah. And you're going after the one that moved up to Kea'Anu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is within range.
So he is now, what did you say, restrained?
Why is my damaging? Damage. Yeah, he takes 5 damage, and he can make us.
Well, that kind of did it.
That kind of did it. Okay. Well, never mind then. Maybe some vines restrain the.
Well, you got this
unconscious
corpse. You got
body.
this corpse being tied to the ground now.
Well, in case he's only unconscious.
So the vines hit him, and it's just like when they kind of like pierce into him, and he's just like, ah! Hit a major artery, and he just kind of goes, oh, shit, okay. And it just falls over.
Well,
At least
okay.
you didn't pop him
But
like
I
that.
thought, you know what? Just for funsies,
You're gonna pull out the ring. Oh yeah, you get to take away my ring. I used my blessed.
okay. No longer #blessed.
Yep.
nope.
That is you.
Poor me. No longer
But
blessed.
this guy down here is just like, what?
Entangled.
I have been restrained, so yeah, he's kind of like, just tied up.
You could probably use incapacitated as well. Or is he like dead then?
He's dead. You put him past his
His
HP.
con modifier.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, so are you going to do anything else for your turn? You did move. You still have movement.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm out of range of the other guys, so I may as well, I guess, put
Well, you're not
myself
in
out
combat
there.
with the other guy, so you can walk up to the other guy if you want.
Well,
Oh, you've killed two people. I'm pretty sure you can intimidate the hell out of them now. Drop your shit and run.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the one guy that Marcus tried yelling at, it was like, should I just, yeah,
Well,
wait,
you'd be like, you took a swipe at me, didn't you, punk? And you just walk up to him.
can I just,
We can
yeah,
flank
can I
him.
use a intimidation to just
What, does
yell
it
at
say
that guy?
Does it say what it requires? It's a roll, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I mean,
roll.
It's a skill roll. I just don't know, like, is that an action I can take? Is that like a, in
Some
addition to
people let it
the
happen as a
attack?
flavor
Well, okay,
check.
so your entangling thing, that was your bonus action, right?
Yeah, that spell was a bonus action.
Okay, so you still have a full action and your rest of your movement.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yes, after felling that guy,
Are you going to move up to him, or are you going to stay still?
at the moment, standing where I pointing my sword. Nazriel points a sword at this guy
chump.
next to Marcus, and
Chump.
drop your weapon now.
Okay.
And I
Well,
guess
let's see you back up. Let's see you back up them words, bro.
he gets a 13 on intimidation.
A 13.
Yeah.
That does go over my armor class. I don't know if am I supposed to roll against that or what?
Yeah. No,
What-
it should be, I think, wisdom or intelligence, one of the two.
Wisdom
it's
or
like-
intelligence?
yeah, what's
Well,
like-
I am not good at either.
He's like, what is the counter to intimidation?
Which one was it? Wisdom or intelligence?
One of the GM's discretion.
Yeah, I have 0 and eat both, so. I got a 19!
And this
Yeah,
guy is,
you don't believe you, punk.
yeah, he does not believe in surrender. He does not believe in self-preservation.
He's like, I'm coming
I'm
for
going to
you.
call this guy, his name's Rudy. It's like, you don't scare me!
Yeah. While he's looking up at the guy.
Okay.
So just kind of like, it's like, huh?
Well, I mean, if I can still do movement after that, then I will go towards the girl as far as I can.
Okay, so how you move 5. So you have 25 left. So you just want to book a straight beeline there.
Yeah.
So that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yes. I'm covered in sashes.
Yes. Gonna enter the Paladin pageant. Okay, so that was Nazriel, and now it is the second guy's turn. And the second guy is going to go after the Bard. So he's going to move, but he's going to get a attack of opportunity against him.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Marcus. Do it.
He's going to be like, "No, I need you healing all these guys. I need to take you out."
Yeah, this guy's like just high on his own supply of confidence or something. I don't know.
He's been hanging out. He's been hanging out with Mr. back there.
14. Probably a miss.
No, that is a hit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I roll 5 points of damage.
5 points. Okay.
I don't know if that one's been hit yet.
He's been
He's
hit.
not. That's the first damage he has taken tonight. So
No.
as he moves out of the way, you have your little your mace, and you just whack him across the back of his arm, and he's like, "Ah!"
I did 6 damage to him last round.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, that was T3. That was the guy that's dead.
No, that guy sprinted by him.
Yeah. No, number 2 ran up
Yeah.
and engaged me, and I hit him for 6, and then I hit him, and now I just hit him for 5.
Did I write down the wrong guy?
I concur with my colleagues.
I concur. Do you concur?
Okay, so this guy's not dead then. He's just.
I should have concurred.
Okay.
Well, that's
so
gonna.
This guy. Okay, so if that's 6, that means that he is dead.
Oh, okay.
Blarp.
Well, we'll just roll with the revisionist history here, and Kea'Anu will have the other guy next to him.
Do you want to backtrack and? Well, you did damage to him, didn't you?
I did quite a 5.
Okay, so he still has 5.
Okay.
Okay, so they have 10 total.
Okay, so T2 is T2 is dead. T3
3 has 5 on it.
has 5 damage.
Yeah, I did 5 damage to T3.
Okay, so T3 has 5. The other guy's
But
dead.
he's also
Okay.
constricted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, that's right. Then the
So Kea'Anu can 5-foot adjust away and carefully, and not have an op attack, I believe.
Oh, actually, wait. Okay, so if that guy was not felled, then he should make the strength saving throw or be restrained by the vines.
Oh, okay.
And then if while restrained, he's going to take 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of his turns.
Oh.
So if he fails his.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, if he should, so T3 should make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
So if he fails that, he is restrained, and at the start of his next turn.
I did fail that, and I took the 5 damage, right?
Okay. So
yeah, that was what I did. Yeah.
It's at the start of his turn. He'll take 1d6 piercing damage.
Okay, so right now it's just the 5 damage from the initial
Yes.
restraint. Okay. And then you basically ran past him, and since he can't really attack you, since he's restrained, you just ran past him.
Yeah, we'll go with that in the revisionist history.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to work out really. It's going to work out really cool because I'm just going to keep tasering this guy, so they're going to drop at the same time.
Yes.
Just concentrate, and then it'll be all over.
Exactly. Well, no one's hit me, so.
Okay, so that means T3 is 18. T2 is dead. Okay, so that takes us back to the top, and that is Kea'Anu.
Concentrate.
Do you need line of sight?
No, and I don't need to re-roll. I don't need this. This spell is way overpowered, especially casting it at higher levels. So,
Okay.
Boss Man takes. Holy crap!
Did
Why
you
did
roll
that
2
stall?
12s?
No, I rolled 17.
17 more
17.
damage. Oh God.
He's still up.
What?
Oh my God.
So basically, you hit him with another one. You just see his legs flopping in the air because he's still laying on his back when the chair fell over. He's like, ah!
Ooh, this sucks.
Yeah.
And we'll. I don't think I could. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
Turn
Moving
over. I'll
on
save the rest
to
of my
T3. So
So
T3 is
T3
restrained.
And he takes his
Yep.
1d6.
Takes his 1d6.
Okay, do it.
Okay, 1d6. Oh, frick's sake.
1.
Rolled a 1.
Death by a
Well,
million.
needless to
paper
say,
cuts.
he is still up.
Okay,
So he has a. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so so he takes the 1 damage, and a creature restrained by the vines, or one that can touch the creature, can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. So if he wants to be freed by the vines, he needs to succeed on a strength check.
A strength check? Okay.
So if he fails it,
if
he
he
continues
wants
to
to
be
get out.
restrained.
What do I need to get past?
Is it
It should have
It
a
should be
DC.
your-
is it my
Your-
strength?
No,
Should
it's your
be in the
spell
spell
DC.
description.
Oh, okay. Sorry, no. The attack save is strength 13. There it is.
So 13?
Yeah, he needs to beat a strength 13.
I got a 19.
Okay,
Oh.
well then he is freed of
It's broken
future
free.
Okay.
pointy points.
Damn it! He's gonna touch me.
So is that considered his turn?
No, I don't. Doesn't say so.
Okay, so
I think that's just
No, I
okay. He made a save, so
okay,
he can.
so now look at
move.
that juicy little bard right there.
I thought to free himself was his at least one action. So if he had two
Okay, I
attacks,
guess
that was
that
one
would be
of
an
his-
action then.
Okay.
Okay, can use its action to make a strength check. So
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
that uses one action. If he has a second action, then he can do a second action. But that took one action to free himself.
I don't
All
have
right.
a second action.
Yes.
You're welcome, Kea'Anu.
You got
Get
lucky.
out of there.
But you know what? Free!
Bam.
Yeah, he just like just
He throws his
Yeah.
sword. He's like, freedom!
Oh, he doesn't have a sword out. He has
Oh,
his
shit.
crossbow out.
Well, he has a sword and a crossbow.
Oh.
That's his thing. But the picture, the miniature that I use has a sword. Okay, so that is his turn. Okay, so next up is Marcus.
Quick question. Naz, are those vines in future use, if you were to use those again, are those flammable?
there's no special mention
No.
made for
No.
flammability.
Okay.
They're magical.
So I was gonna say that when he got himself free, he basically like wiggled his sword underneath between like his leather armor and the tentacle and just kind of like cut it.
I was just wondering if it was if it was like web. So if you catch a creature in web and then you hit the web with fire bolts, it ignites the web and they take 2d6 fire damage.
Oh,
they're-
nice.
Who has the firebolt?
I have firebolt,
Oh shit!
but the vines are gone. So I'm just
No. Yeah,
Thinking
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah. He
So basically,
Yeah,
what
he-
you're saying is that, like I cut it and it basically like retracted back into the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it succeed in the save, the vines shrivel away. So yes, they disappear from whence they came.
So it's time for Marcus.
Yep. I'm going to use 25 of my movement to basically get on the other side of T3 from Kea'Anu, thus giving me a flanking bonus. No,
Nice.
up one. There we go. There we go.
Flanking.
And now I'm going to strike
Ooh!
because
Why not?
I-
and you're still
You're
still-
tried to
yeah,
get
you're not
them
blessed
to
anymore.
listen
Nazriel's
to
the one that's still
reason.
blessed.
Now they can listen to the sound of my mace hitting them.
cracking the skull.
That is not
That's
good.
gonna be- That's
So with my bonus, I get a 10. Miss.
10?
Yeah.
Shit.
Whiff. Oh well.
Do you have any bonus things you can do?
no.
Nothing?
Not really.
Okay, so that means Nazriel's up next.
Oh, a request for Kea'Anu after he said listen to his mace. I need a Doobie Brothers modification of listen to the music somehow with listen to the mace. Whoa, whoa, listen to the mace hit.
Whiff.
Yes.
Yeah.
We like to Doobie Brothers because we got one of them. All right. So let's see. 1, 2. So I can get to the. We can get to the hostage, or I can charge at the tased boy.
What's your alignment? You know what you're doing.
5, 10, 15, 20. Can almost get into melee
I
range.
see that Kea'Anu is imbibing as his character would do as well.
I'm playing
Do you
my
have a
lute,
secret? You have a secret flask in your boot, sir?
drinking, playing the lute, and still shocking the hell out of this guy. That is how awesome I am. Or Kea'Anu is. I'm not that awesome.
Come on, NASA boy. Come on.
Okay. Okay, right. The red square up there is a shrine, so dude cannot actually. Guy on the upper left can't actually see the hostage, or doesn't have line of sight because the shrine's in the way.
He has line. I mean, the shrine isn't like super high. The shrine is just like this piece of like rock outcropping that they just have laid a bunch of stuff on, so you can plainly see her.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can
But
trust
he's
those
also
two to.
flat on his back.
Say again.
Yeah, but he's not able to see her because he is on his back. Obviously, yeah, he's prone.
Okay.
You should put the prone thing on him.
Oh. Oh.
We were uninformed.
I got my money's worth in one game.
There you go. Okay, so do I have? Okay, so if I try to run up to the guy, could I restrain him in some way, or trying to think more in character? Okay, do I run up to the girl to like untie her, or do I?
You should probably do the girl because you're wearing metal and he's being electrocuted.
I mean, is hexbolt actually electrocution?
It's electrical damage. It is.
Okay. I just want to make sure it was like if we were just making fun of it like a taser, or if it actually was electricity.
It's lightning damage.
Okay.
So.
Then yeah. So 1, 2. Okay. So 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I can readily get to Keela, or what was it, Keela? Yeah.
Yeah,
Keela.
Yeah.
And
don't forget, we're gonna have 3 heavies rolling up right behind us as soon as it's over.
Yeah, so I'm going to, I guess, use my action to cut her bindings or free her, whatever.
So you're gonna start working at her bindings and getting her loose. Okay.
Yeah.
And you see her like as you get up to her, she like recoils at first because she doesn't know who the hell you are.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's at first she's just kind of like and then you start to work on her bindings, and she's just kind of like eases up a little bit and kind of relaxes.
Yeah.
But she's looking. She's still looking up at you with like this, like I don't know where this is going.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So getting on the task at hand, but it's like it's okay. We're here to get you out of here, and just focused on getting her free.
Skywalker.
Okay. So then we go back up to Kea'Anu.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Oh shit.
Well, as I still have not been hit, I'm going to just continue with the 2d12 damage to the pedophile over there.
God.
Wow.
I rolled 2 11s. You will see the results come across your screens any moment now. But
yep.
2 damage.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
How is this guy not dead?
22 damage.
Jesus. He is still alive.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What the hell?
Once again, you just see his legs going. Ah!
I don't know if I can actually do this as a bonus action, but can I roll perception to see if there's something going on? Like why? Like this should have killed him. Kind of deal. Like is he tied to the shrine in some way?
You want to roll a perception?
I mean,
as your bonus, I guess.
Is that an acceptable thing? Because I know it's not.
Yeah, I'll allow it. That's fine.
There you go. Okay, perception roll. I can't see it. It's under the damn thing. 10. Yeah,
Ooh.
never mind.
Yeah, I know. You're just kind of peeking around the guy that's in front of you. You're like, yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, so that gives us 2 T3. So he is going to attack El Bardo.
Oh,
Okay, so that is.
Bound to happen.
Oh,
not with a natural 1?
no. Natural 20.
Oh,
Ooh.
Is it? Alrighty.
it's okay.
Natural
the healer's nearby.
He is. Oh, yeah, you're right there.
Healers
So,
are standing
Alright,
The
by.
healer's nearby.
So the scimitar is that hit. So you automatically take 4, but you double that.
Oof.
So that's an 8. And then I get to roll the D6 plus 1.
Oh.
So 8 damage plus 2 slashing.
10.
So 10 total.
Oh. Hurt bad, huh?
I'm still above 50.
And at least he can't electrocute the guy anymore.
50%. No, I have to roll a Constitution check.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Concentration.
Concentration.
Constitution.
I don't think it's Constitution.
Do you
is
do
for
that on your
Constitution.
turn, or you do it now?
I can do it either. If you guys
Okay.
want to continue.
Well, I'll say we'll do it on your turn when it gets time when it comes around.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so that's his turn. So that leaves us with Marcus.
I didn't like that. I'm going to swing again with the
Okay.
mace. Nope. I rolled an 11.
And what's your bonus?
That's with the bonus.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a whiff. So, as he slashes at Kea'Anu, he kind of has his head down because he kind of put everything into it, and your mace just kind of whips over his head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That takes us to Nazriel.
Okay. Is our captive free?
Give me a dexterity check because it's all about undoing the crazy knots that they have are wrapped up in.
Oh.
And just as
Okay.
I'm also getting hit, I'm going to send the message. Mention the ring.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I took a note about that. Where is it? Okay, so yeah. Dexterity roll is 13.
Okay.
And do I get her free?
She's maybe halfway free because I put kind of a high.
If I can
HP.
spot the ring.
Her hands are behind her back, so it'll be kind of hidden at this point.
If it's feels a little too forced to bring it up yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just want to keep working on it?
Guess so.
Because it's okay. So I would say that would be considered the action, I guess. Just trying to free her.
Yeah.
Unless she's like.
So I'd say that's it, unless you want to move.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I guess I'll stay. I mean, does she look like she's hurt? Like that? That would be worth healing her?
She definitely looks malnourished and dehydrated. I mean, she looks rough.
Give her a heal.
Yeah. So
Can you do that as a bonus action?
Let's see. Can I do? Well, maybe not as a bonus action.
Healing word can go as a bonus action, but cure wounds cannot.
Can I give her a healing word? Whisper a little healing word at her?
I don't know if you want to waste a spell slot on that.
Do I have that? I mean, I have.
I don't know if that's actually. I don't even. Oh, healing hands. Yeah.
Healing hands is one action. Yeah, I mean, if it, I mean, I don't have a free action heal, so I guess. Yeah, I guess you just have to roll with the I'm just focusing on untying her and trying to reassure her the whole while, like, we're gonna get you out of here. We're gonna get you out of here.
Okay. And she's still kind of looking at you with like, I don't know where you're coming from, guy. So she's just still kind of not nervous about what's going on.
That's okay.
Okay, so Nazriel, that takes us back to Kea'Anu.
Okay. So I have
So-
to do. So the way for concentration, it's base 10. So I have to beat a 10 plus 1 for every point of damage I took. So I have to beat a 20
Okay.
because I took 10 points of damage last time. So
Okay.
con save with a +3 gets me to an 18. Not enough.
No.
So I lost concentration,
Spell goes away.
but I still have my action.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery at this son of a motherless cunt of a goat.
Which one, the big guy or the guy right in front of you?
Guy right in front of me that hit me with
Okay.
a damn sword. So he has to wisdom save against a 15.
Wisdom save against a 15. Okay.
Correct.
Wisdom. Okay. I got a natural 1.
Woo!
All right. So he takes 1d4 psychic damage.
1d4.
It's like
And that does him.
Okay. So yeah,
he was.
I literally cursed him to death.
Yep. You basically hurt his pride so much that he died from it.
It's like he was just hanging on through
But
spite.
I mean, just to be fair, just so we're role playing this properly, I want to hear what you said.
I think I just said it. I called him a son of a motherless
Oh,
cunt
okay.
of a
Well,
goat.
then never mind. Okay, yeah, all right. That'll work.
I called him. But
And
while
like before he keels over, he's just like, "Who says the c word anymore?" and just falls over.
While projecting my best Karen hairdo.
Oh God.
Oh.
Okay, so now that he is dead, that effectively takes us out of combat.
I was wondering about that. That guy absorbed like 60 points of damage.
I know, right?
He's alive because he's a plot point.
No, he's not. I actually chose a character that had a big, could be a damage sponge. Okay, so battle cam, you're done.
Ooh, Chris, roll deception on that.
Yeah, okay. Okay, and go back to some calm ass music.
I can do that.
Ooh.
If we get a chance to short rest, I think I can heal some of them.
Okay, so the last guy falls. Then that he's not being electrocuted anymore. Dude stands up. Not prone anymore. Bye-bye, ring. Okay. Where's my prone? There you are. Okay, so the leader, the person that you've been systematically electrocuting in the back, straightens up his posture. You see he's got like some black streaks where he was made of him smoking a little bit. Like his clothing is a little tattered and all that, but he's kind of like smoking a little bit. You can see some little wisps coming off of his
Smoking
shoulders.
is bad for your health.
Yeah. He attempts to tidy up his jacket, so he's trying to brush off the burn marks. He's just like, yeah, that ain't happening. And he draws his sword and he points it right at you. And he says, you know what? For all that, it'll be satisfying for this little wretch to watch me rip her savior's limb from limb right in front of her. Let's go. And he takes one step forward. The sword is raised. And because you guys have been in combat for, what was that, four or 5 rounds? So that's been about, what, less than a minute?
Less than a minute.
Yeah.
You guys were completely oblivious about those 3 people coming up behind you. 3 people barge into the cavern from behind you. You guys turn. They don't quite look like they belong to this crew of disavowed assassins, but they definitely are armed and ready for battle. The Dragonborn that's in front of the group says, among the trio, steps forward and declares, "Give us the girl or you all die." And we end the session.
Oh no!
Oh, I know. I bet I know who those 3 are supposed to be.
And now you know why I said don't watch the damn stream for the other 3.
Yeah. Basically.
You 3 need to end up here.
And that is it for.
We should have went into combat. We should have killed those 3.
Oh man! You realize how bad?
How? I mean,
Player killers! Player killers!
So that is the first episode of Tides of Flame. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll be back after the holidays in in January for episode 2, where we will pick up with the other 3 players that are part of this campaign. So have a good night, everybody. And we'll let you know on the social medias, which are located beneath the window here, where you can find the information about when that's going to stream. So have a good night.